It's amazing. I mean, the feedback on a daily basis when you go food shopping, or you have a coffee, and cab drivers and like just fans on the street like push you. And I mean, I was a Chelsea coach at the time when the Euros were played in different countries, and it was of course also played in Wembley Stadium, and I felt the excitement in the country, and it felt so different from what I experienced. Felt almost like in my childhood days. Everyone was excited, everyone was rooting for the team, everyone was pushing, and it was such a positive vibe in the country. And I remember calling my manager and telling him about that, and I said, "Wow, this is my dream. I wanna win as many titles as possible with Chelsea, and then let's try to become English national coach." And he answered along the lines like, "Hey, yeah, it's nice. I know how much you love it. This will not happen. That's not very likely to happen." And I'm very sure that he was wrong, and we could prove him wrong. And yeah. So support is great. Support will be even greater once we arrive in the big tournaments. I know how it feels. I was there when the Euros were played in Wembley. To be now in charge, it's just an amazing opportunity, and we will put all the effort in to make everyone proud.
Hey, big up every single one of you. Welcome to Casually FC. Welcome to another installment of the Casually Chelsea show. Well, listen, I'm going to get right into it, people, because we have a good amount of stuff to talk about, a good amount of stuff to discuss. I'm here with a panel of Ahmed, Prem, and myself, Marshall DVDX. Smash up the like, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to also hype up the video if you watch this in the future, and check out the memberships, 4 different tiers starting at 99p. First topic of today, if it wasn't already given away, Thomas Tuchel gets an extension as the England international coach. And here is the tweet by Fabrizio Romano confirming it. Ladies and gents, right here, breaking. Thomas Tuchel signs a new deal as England head coach until June 2028. I am very happy and proud to extend my time with England. It was no secret that anyone that I have loved every minute so far of working with my players and coaches, and I cannot wait to lead them to the World Cup. And I gotta say, bias aside and all that stuff, right? Because y'all know I like Tommy T. But I think this comes at a good time. No pressure about, oh, I have to perform in the World Cup now or else I'm gone. None of the rumors of, oh, where is Tommy T gonna go after England? And none of the crazy noise that we're probably gonna hear throughout the World Cup. You have the likes of Spurs looking for a coach. You have the likes of Man United potentially looking for a coach at the end of the season. Who knows what's going to happen to Man City? There's a bunch of rumors about Pep's last season. And if Arsenal happen to bottle the league, maybe even Arsenal might be looking for a coach at the end of the season. So this does brings those murmurs down quite a bit. And honestly, I'm not going to say he deserves it, because let's be honest, the qualification up into the World Cup were relatively straightforward, as it should be for a country with as much talent as England. However, it was very, very convincing. It was very, very straightforward. I believe the record is that he's undefeated in qualifications so far, which is good. It's very good. So he's doing a good job. This brings him up to the Euros, I believe, and we'll see. 2 tournaments where he has a chance to potentially win something. We'll see. Ahmed, speak on your favorite head manager at Chelsea and now your favorite English manager.
Nothing much to really say here. Other than is, I'm happy that he wants to stay at a job where he's going to continuously fail. So credit to him.
Great. Prime Oliver, continuously failing at a job that he's happy at, I'm assuming.
What?
Sorry, I've just joined. Like what?
No, Marshall said
Context?
he's failing at a job he's happy in. What?
What?
Ahmed said that he's happy for Tuchel to stay at a job where he's continuously going to be failing at.
Oh,
Comments.
I couldn't hear Ahmed. His
Oh, bro.
volume was low. Yeah, you said this takes pressure off him. It doesn't. The pressure is still there to win the World Cup, or else you failed. Regardless.
I didn't. If I said pressure, I didn't mean pressure. I just think it takes away distraction.
Oh, distractions from other clubs. I guess, but regardless, so the German still has to win with England in the US. So, yeah, you get a new deal. Bears 2028. Secure your bag, Tuchel. More Coke money when you get sacked.
There you go.
Allegedly.
Oliver, your thoughts on the Tuchel extension?
I think it does add pressure. I'm on that side of things. Like this,
Okay.
it adds pressure to him needing to win the World Cup because the English media and their xenophobia were already on the narrative of no extension if he doesn't win the World Cup. They weren't willing to give him 8 years like we did to an unqualified failure like Gareth Southgate. So, the cards were already stacked against him, and now he's got that contract. So the pressure's even more because they didn't want him in the first place. So
That's
And
an
Oliver,
interesting way to look at it.
that notorious failure in Southgate got England to 2 finals and like 3-4 semi-finals. Tuchel, if you don't at least reach the semi-final, you've failed. You've not matched Southgate. So go on, my G.
Hey, I'll give him 4 years to match Southgate. He'll match Southgate in half the time. I don't care.
No, but half the time is this tournament. That's this tournament. So you have to do it now, big man. You got at least even matching Southgate is still a failure. Because Southgate is just it's a bomb, and Tuchel is a world-class manager. So even
it is failure, but I wanna see how differently the media reacts to Tuchel quote unquote failing by getting to semi-finals instead of winning versus Southgate. I want to see that. That's going to be funny.
Wasn't the English government ready to just build a statue for Southgate or whatever, or give him the Knight of Honor or whatever?
Oh yeah, he got a knighthood. He did.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That actually happened.
I think he got a road named after him or something. The first, what was his first tournament with England?
No, Prime. So there's a tube station called Southgate. It wasn't named after him. They renamed it to Gareth Southgate for like 2 days during the 2018 World Cup.
Okay, my bad. Then.
That's what happened.
But hey, here's what it is, man. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
Listen, I've already written the slander names. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing, Tuchel. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what happens. World Cup is right around the corner.
Marshall, why do we care about Tuchel? Talking about Tuchel, I don't.
Because
really
you're
understand. Is that all it is? Because I feel like there's nothing to talk about when it comes to Osama bin Taliban. There's nothing.
It's really just you. That's why.
Because we all know, right? When it's in the summer and he's washed, we'll talk then.
Yeah, no, because that's the crazy thing, Ahmed. People wanted to say he was Ross at Bayern, but now that he's England manager, all of a sudden he's a world-class manager again. Make up your mind, people.
Don't worry, man. Listen, don't worry, bro. Don't worry. I said it before. that I do not deny Tuchel is good tactically as a manager. Like anyone here knows my thoughts and opinions on that. Yeah, my thing is Tuchel suffers from the same thing that happened to Mourinho, where they lost their ability to manage people, and it's because of that's what kills them.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of goes more towards his strengths, right? In international duty, because you don't have to play the players game in, game out. You
don't see them as often.
You don't see them as often. So it kind of works in his favor, right?
I don't know, because like I think in international football, you know, it's very hard.
He's not wrong, JC. The man managing has been an issue for him. That's no denying that.
The way I would put it to you, Marshall, is that I think for me, my issue with being an international manager is that this is why I've always said that I think Poch probably would do well as an international manager than Tuchel if they're in similar positions, because in international management, it's not about the tactics, bro. It's about can you galvanize the players that you have to be able to do that job for you. That's all it is. International football at its heart is about making sure you can get these guys, emotionally connected to the game and being able to do that job. Because tactically, you don't need to do that much international football.
Well,
to a point.
Poch is doing a horrible job at it. He's not helping your argument at all.
Well, okay, take out the Poch element.
Yeah, that was a bad argument.
I hear what Ahmed's saying about being able to galvanize teams and stuff. Because again,
I get that. Yes.
Look at what Southgate was able to do with England, getting them to semi-finals and finals. But I think at international football, to be able to cross the line, you need your big players to step up in big moments. And with England on the international stage, these guys have failed time and time again to step up. I don't see why it's going to be different with Southgate. With Tuchel. Yes, Tuchel obviously is superior to Southgate, which is why him getting to a semi-final or a final, doing what Southgate did, like what goes beyond that? Is Tuchel really the difference of necessarily crossing the line? Because you still need to rely on Kane turning up, or Saka, or Rice, or like Maguire and Pickford and all these guys. They still have to turn up and perform, and they have to outperform Spain or France or Argentina. You have to outperform these guys. Let's see that happening. I'll be real. For me, it's not. For me, it's not a Tuchel. It's not a Tuchel thing. Now, I'll still crash on him because I'll crash on England. So anything associated with England that I love, I'll crash on. I'll crash on Reece James. I'll crash on Palmer. I don't care. But in reality, I know it's not going to be Tuchel's fault. Not unless Tuchel does something stupid like start Gallagher with Rice in the field.
I just think.
But this is the thing, though, Prime. He's not been doing stupid things though. Like Southgate was doing stupid things. Having Declan Rice trying to play some B-Tech Busquets role in, when we know he's not that guy. Trying to have Bellingham and Foden playing in the same team at the Euros. Tuchel hasn't done that in the lead-up, and I doubt he's going to do that in the tournament. So that's where I get encouragement.
I know that. To be fair to him too, like he's actually played Miles Lewis-Skelly in his right position.
But no, he hasn't. Skelly's not a left back.
He's played him in the midfield. That's what I'm trying to get at.
No, he hasn't. He's played Skelly at left back.
He's played him in the midfield. We can show you.
It's been Anderson and Rice have been the midfielders.
Yes.
But he's played Lewis Skelly at the midfield. I'm not making it up.
He's played him at left back.
I'm baffled right now because I don't know what. Should I show you images? Like, what do you want me to?
I'm not denying.
If you mean when he inverts in midfield, sure, but that's what he does with. That's what he does with Arsenal. He inverts from.
I'm not denying that he might have played in midfield, but he definitely has played a left back for Tuchel.
Yeah.
Okay. In regards to what was said before, though, about galvanizing the players and stuff, I mean, if there's managers that can do it, I know Tuchel can do that. There's no denying that. I mean, look at what he did for Chelsea when he came in. This is a 9th place Chelsea that, pretty much got the creativity sucked out of them via Lampard crossing Salah ball. And then they had them playing and being the best defensive side in the Champions League. So And there's some of these players that were outcasted. Rudiger being one. Christensen was one. Jorginho wasn't even seeing the lineup anymore. So I think there is a manager there that can galvanize England to go far. Whether he actually does it or not, it's like what Prime is saying. Time will tell. And like, you know, if he doesn't get at least a semifinal, it's kind of seen as a failure, in my opinion. Like, I agree. It's a lot of pressure, but that's why you hire someone like Tuchel. Tuchel is someone that can win cups. You have a team that is a world-class team filled with world-class talent. You should be able to. You have the resources to win it, is essentially what I'm trying to say.
2 points, Marshall. 2 points,
Yeah.
yeah. First point, yeah. I don't think we were...
Ahmed, sorry, your mic is very low. Is it just me?
You know what? I think I know why. Switch.
I mean, it sounds all right.
1 second. Okay. This should make me sound good. How does that sound now?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
So as I was saying, I think for me, the 2 points, right? First point.
Sorry,
is
bring
that-
the mic closer to you.
Bro, the mic's literally bang.
But you're too far. Never mind. Sorry, you're just too far away. But never mind.
What?
Sorry, bro.
Just put up the gain a little bit. Don't change the
Because you
mode.
lean closer to it and then you lean away.
Oh, okay. How about now? It should be good now, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just put up the
perfect.
gain
Yeah.
a little bit more and you'll be fine.
Perfect.
All right. Either way, the point I've always tried to make, at least with Tuchel, is two.
There you go.
Firstly, with Lampard, right? At least when we had Lampard,
Yeah.
he didn't make us creatively any better than we were under Lampard. What I mean by that, before people get angry at me, in the sense that he focused more so because our attack was already poor as it was at the time, if you remember, right? But what he did was he did focus on our attack and midfield. But I think I agreed with everything you said, Marshall. But the problem became towards the end of his Chelsea reign, and then what happened to him at Bayern.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That's what I think, the things changed.
I think that's
Also,
where it's mitigated by the fact that they're not playing with one another every single week, you know? That's where I think...
But the thing is, like, you say that, but like, I look at, for example, like the Bellingham situation, right? That's been happening in the media. I don't know if you've been the way he's been.
Yeah, I
put up
kind
by-
of know. I just think
Right.
it's
Right,
ridiculous.
that can be obviously overblown, etc. But like, you're already seeing stuff, yeah, and this guy's not even playing. You know what I mean? He's not playing it on a week in, week out basis, and there's already stuff happening like that. So for me, it's just like, it's almost like you can't help yourself.
I get that, Ahmed, but wasn't that same exact shit happening under Southgate too, where certain players were left out? I think for
I
one,
think it was with Southgate.
Rashford was one, I believe. He made.
You're thinking of Ben White, Ahmed, aren't you?
No, yeah. I think the Ben White one was apparently was to do with the assistant manager more so than
Madison was
Actually,
another one too, I
yeah,
believe.
but-
He
Also,
was
but
in the
again,
lineup.
Like
No.
he brought. It took a while for him to really
Yeah.
call up and establish the likes of Trent in the team.
yeah.
Like
it
it
was more
happens.
so.
Like every
Yeah.
every manager has certain players that they love and certain players that they don't love. It happens.
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
you win,
I think-
I mean, look
no
at Harry
one can-
Maguire with Southgate.
yeah.
I think
If
it
you
was
win,
Southgate.
by the way, if you win, no one cares. Umtiti
Yes.
started left mid when France won the World Cup. No one cared because they actually won. But if they had lost, people would be looking at why is Dembele on the bench.
Yeah, I
Like,
think I was
stuff
gonna
like
say.
that happens, but
Yeah, I was gonna make the point that I think of Southgate
go ahead.
more so. It was, I know we talk about Rashford and Trent. It was actually more so to do with the international players, right? Because like we're at the time where we had Sancho at the time that was playing really well at BVB at the time. You had Tomori at AC Milan, so there was like a lot of guys that we
Yeah,
had
he wouldn't look outside the Premier League.
Yeah, and he wasn't looking outside the Premier League, right? That was
Yeah,
like
100%.
that was actually his primary criticism before we even got to Trent.
Yeah,
before
yeah,
we
yeah.
even got to Rashford, because like, at least I think people at the time understood Rashford because remember you still had Foden in the team, you still had all these other guys in the team that were still
Yeah.
performing well at the time, right? Even Sterling was performing for him at the time. Before he said Rashford, let's have a seat.
Yeah, I just think like with any manager, there's always going to be criticisms of who you pick and who you don't. Like if Elliot Anderson didn't work out the first few times, they would have reamed Tuchel for calling him up. I feel like that's the same as like with how Harry Maguire would get called up despite playing like 0 games or having horrible performances at United, still getting called up. I remember that summer where he was just getting reamed, social media, everything, stripped of the captaincy that same season. Like he had a horrible season. Good on him for picking it back up, but like regardless, like a lot of it stemmed from the England international camp getting called up and all that stuff. yeah, there's always going to be criticisms of players and who gets picked, but yeah, I mean, the tournament's not too far away. Now it's 4 months away, pretty much. So 3.5 really. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how the tournament goes for Tuchel. And like we all said, we all kind of expect, well, maybe not expect, but we all are maybe not even hoping, but I guess I'll just say expect. We all kind of expect to get to the semifinal. Anything less than the semifinal is nothing short of what Southgate was doing, and at that point, it's also a failure. So there's a standard set for Tuchel. Even if he doesn't get past the quarterfinal of the World Cup, I still feel like he will be in a job for Euros, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So
He'll be under, bro. I'll be real. Him not winning it is like for England fans will be failure.
Him not winning
the way people the divide that was created when he got the job of people who were saying this is a brilliant appointment. He's a world-class manager. Look at what he did winning the Champions League with Chelsea. And the other side saying this guy's not English. Not only are you not English, you're German.
Yeah.
This guy has to. All this like being unbeaten in qualifiers and all of that is all well and good, but you're England. I expect you to go unbeaten against San Marino and the rest. I don't care. If this guy doesn't do what Southgate didn't, bear in mind, Southgate actually got England to these stages and just didn't cross the line. You have to cross the line. You do. Or else, how are you any different from Southgate? You're meant to be this massive, gap between you. How are you any different if you can't win the World Cup?
I'm going to keep it real, man. People are saying you got to win the World Cup. This is like a must-win for England, low-key.
Yes.
And it's a must-win. And I think for me, the other problem with him, and I know Prem brought up the German point. The German point is very strong, bro. People were saying,
100%, I get that.
A German. So, like, if we don't win, or if we go out, like, in a poor fashion where we got last 16 of quarterfinals.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gone
there
straight
will
away.
be a lot
and no one's going to care about, like, the context. If they get knocked out to, well, who do you think is the best football? Argentina. If they get knocked out to Argentina, Messi scores a brace. No one's gonna care about context because people didn't give Southgate much context. It was just straight slander, and this guy's.
I do think though, what Ahmed's saying is totally fine. Like I get that. That'd be, I think that justifiably would bring a lot of controversy, right? But if you get to the semifinal or you just don't win the World Cup, but you get far in it, I think criticism on Tuchel would be a little bit too harsh. Criticism, I should say, would be a little unmerited because it's the World Cup. Like, it's for one. Wait, hold on. Okay. For one, I look at how Southgate finished last tournament and how he even played the last tournament, and England didn't get far. The last time England got far in the World Cup, what was the furthest they've ever been? Semi-final, right? It was that golden team, right? The Lampard, Gerrard. JT.
Under Southgate, we reached the semi-final and got knocked out by Croatia, and then in 2022 we got.
Oh no! That was the
Euros. The final.
No, this is the World Cup in Russia. In the World Cup in Russia, semi-final was knocked out by Croatia. In the World Cup 2022, we got knocked out in the quarters by France.
Okay, so I just think I don't see how this is a must-win, and I get where you're coming from, but I don't see how this is a must-win for England.
It is.
You guys have not gotten anywhere close to it before. If it was France, I would say yes, it's a must-win.
That's why, though, Marshall.
They got to a final.
Marshall, I agree. But the pressure and criticism that was put on Southgate, all the arguments you're making is the same arguments I made when they had Southgate. You guys have never been here before. You guys can't demand to be winning when this is not what you guys really do.
I was making the same arguments, but at the same time, the football was horrible.
You've got this massive upgrade. Southgate is this championship manager. You've got Champions League winner Tuchel. You've got a world-class manager. You've got Kane in the best run of his career we've probably ever seen. You've got Palmer who turns up in big games. You've got all these great players, all these world stars. Yes, the criticism, you have to win. The pressure is, and also, we don't give you. If like you're English, right? Why does the German get grace? Why does the enemy get grace?
It's not even about grace. It's just more so.
That's the
like,
biggest factor, Marshall.
England as a team, like I think there's more pressure on Spain to win it than England, right? Because Spain have been running up every tournament, winning all these games. They just won the Euros. They're like Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams and all these great up and coming talents.
If there's more pressure on Spain, if there's more pressure on Spain, why get Southgate? Why not just keep Southgate? Why get Tuchel?
Because you'd seen it'd been enough. He'd run his race.
Yeah. You tried 3 tournaments of Southgate and didn't get it across the line. So you got to try someone else.
But you got this massive upgrade, this world class manager. So there is more pressure now.
Yeah, like so. I think for me, I think the problem is like with the Spain argument is that
it's not the pressure. It's just what is this? Where does this Spain he has to win it come from?
Spain, yes, you need to, Marshall. These guys have been waiting.
It comes from our national media.
England have not won a World Cup, Marshall, since 1966. All right.
Yeah.
We've apparently we went through a whole multiple golden generations, if you want to call it or not. Right.
Yeah.
Even include the recent one, which did not win anything. We're now apparently getting a new crop of golden generation players. If you listen to the media and stuff like that, like you see the players that are being produced for England and stuff like that, etc., etc. Not just in the league, but outside the league, right? The guys that are going outside the league and performing. So there's an argument there that's like, oh look, we're producing more players. Look at the gap between our academies and the players that we produce, and look at everyone else. Because if you look at everyone else, bro, Germany, yes, they have a few players here and there, but they're not. Italy, we can speak about for ages. France and Spain generally are probably your only main competition right now in Europe, right? I wouldn't say
Portugal,
so.
not a competition.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Based on the fact that they won that Confederations Cup, whatever the fuck.
Are we really doing that?
I'm not rating it. I'm just saying it like that's.
We're not doing Nations League. Yeah. Because that's what they won. It was Nations League that they won, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, that's what.
I mean, you guys might not rate it, but it was the same thing. Once it was played, people were like, "Oh, I kind of see it. I like it now." Like, you know what I mean? Like, they still won it, and they beat Spain.
I promise you, Marshall. No one rates the Nation League. I promise you that. If you
they still beat one of the best teams.
No one raced the Nations League, but when Southgate got knocked out in the semi-finals for the first Nations League, people crucified him.
Yeah, but the thing was, I'll be honest with Southgate. It was more. I think it was because they just started hating on him after he got to a point. That's just the way it is.
I know that, Ahmed. I know. So now you have this world-class manager. No one can tell me they don't have the most pressure to win. Of course they do.
They do. They have the most pressure to win. And Tuchel, man, it's all well and good saying thank you for the extra contract and stuff like that, big man. But it's time to shut up, bro. It's time to shut up. That's what I'm going to say.
I don't disagree with that. I just don't agree with this notion that he has to win it. Because if he doesn't win it, but if he comes to a semi-final or whatever, he's going to be in a job. He's going to get the chance to go for the Euros.
But you know what? But Marshall, you have to look at it from an equivalency standpoint, because that's how the media is going to look at it, right? Oh, guess what? You know, with Southgate, a shitter manager, United fans were almost about to cry when they were allegedly about to get him. Right? This guy failed at Middlesbrough, failed at multiple lower league team clubs. Yeah, got to semi-final of England, but you can't get to and lost. But we've got a bad manager and we still lost.
Yes, there's no excuses.
Yeah,
there isn't.
Yeah, I just think it's a bit harsh because it's the World Cup. Like it's the hardest tournament to possibly win, and if you can get England far. And listen, I think he can win it. Like I do genuinely feel that the talent's there. The coach, like he's been in these pressure situations. I'm not denying that, and I don't even disagree where like if he doesn't get past the quarter, I think it's a failure. But I just think he has to win it. That's a really really like you're asking for a lot for any manager, and I just don't think that's a. Unless you're winning it game in, game out, like unless you're like Brazil or Argentina who hasn't lost a single tournament up to this point, that it's like one of those standards. Like, why are we setting the standard for a team that's never even been close to winning it outside of that?
Marshall,
6
I agree.
Years? How many years ago? 5 years ago?
Marshall, I agree. So then why go from Southgate to Tuchel?
Because you tried it 3 times with Southgate, you have to try
Southgate left. He wasn't sacked.
Why go
Southgate
to?
left.
Why not go? Fine. What he left, he was sacked. Cool. Why not get Eddie Howe?
He wasn't sacked.
Why get Tuchel?
Eddie Howe was in a job. Tuchel was out of a job.
But they're up. You went from like this championship guy to a supposed world class manager, Champions League winner.
I don't think it was
don't-
necessarily
talking about-
like that though, Prime. Like I get what you're saying, but like it's not like they said we have to upgrade from Southgate and they went and looked at the market and saw that Tuchel was the best upgrade. I think what happened more so is like, listen, we tried 3 times with Southgate. We need to try something else. Tuchel's available. Let's see if we could do something with Tuchel.
I'll tell you what it is. If Southgate didn't leave, because he did leave, he was not sacked. He left after the
Oh,
tournament.
true. I forgot about that.
If Southgate didn't leave, he would still be in the job because they love him.
No. My
He
point
left.
isn't-
Hang on. He left,
Yeah.
and then they looked at the pool of available options, and you had Steven Gerrard and Sam Allardyce and Roy Hodgson. Like, of
Yeah.
course, you're going to go for someone else. You know.
No. You were so angry at my JC. Get what I'm trying to say. They went for the winner. You went for the winner, and the last
I
guy
understand
was
that.
at least getting you to semi-finals and finals. So
Well,
it is
what
failure
Oliver's
if
trying
you
to
don't
say
win.
to you, what Oliver's trying to say to you, Prime, is I don't think they planned on just upgrading. I don't think it was necessarily an upgrade. You can believe what you want, but what I'm telling you, in my opinion, is that I don't think England were looking to find another manager. I think they were willing to stay with Southgate because Southgate was getting them close. Hold on. Let me finish. Southgate was getting them close, but then Southgate left. They saw what the pool was and decided, okay, let's just go for Tuchel, see if he'll actually take the job. He happens to be an upgrade. It wasn't an intentional move to go out and get an upgrade. Like they weren't intentionally going out.
It's an upgrade by convenience, not by design.
Yeah, exactly.
know
It was by
that.
convenience, not by design.
You're explaining me things I already know. I know that. My
So
point
when
still is,
when you say you know that though, why do you keep saying like you
My
went for the
point
upgrade?
still-
They didn't go for the upgrade
They-
intentionally.
I didn't say they went for it intentionally. I said you went for the upgrade. You have the winner. The expectation is to win.
Yeah. Let's
So
see if they do it.
what am I saying is wrong?
No, Marshall. I think I get the point you're making that they would have stayed at Southgate. That is correct. But the reason why they didn't stay at Southgate was because of media pressure.
He walked.
And
I know
pressure.
why.
It was
I know
media
why.
pressure
He's talking
from
to me,
not just
Prem.
it was media pressure, right? Obviously on the FA and pressure on Southgate himself, right? Because Southgate changed his tactics, by the way, in that last Euro run. People
did,
forget
yes.
that, he legit changed. Like he also felt the pressure of like I have to win now, bro, because the way people were onto this guy to win stuff was huge.
Well, it's because he had so much talent and it just wasn't getting the best out of it.
He was in the job for 8 years.
Yes, he was doing like a Deschamps ball, bro. For like
Exactly.
the-
No, thank you. He was playing just like
that-
Deschamps.
That's fine. That still doesn't go
disgusting.
against what I'm saying.
Or we weren't trying to go against what you were saying. He was just explaining to me something else. But at the end of the day, like, let's see what happens. This is going to be interesting now because there's no excuses now. There's no, if you don't win, I was distracted by all the media. Oh, they keep asking me questions about, am I going to join Spurs? Am I going to join City, United? None of that. You have a contract, 3 more years or to 2028. See it, play it out, see how you do in the tournaments, and then we'll assess from there. But that being said, that was a good start to the show. I'm actually going to move around some topics, so I'm going to just skip over to this.
Just a quick question.
talk to
Scott, as a fellow Englishman, man, no comments on this. You're the English guy in the panel, so I'm very surprised.
The only English dude, or
Defend your nation, brother.
Yeah, defend your nation, mate. You know what I mean?
nope.
Defend your nation, brother.
Damn. All right. The next topic I wanted to bring up was this. This came up on my timeline, so I said, "Fuck it, let's talk about it." So there's this little bit of controversy in regards to what happened at Crystal Palace. I know we're going back a while now, but I find it odd that there's so much scrutiny for these types of decisions, but there's no scrutiny for the fact that there was a clear and obvious handball up until the build up to the Leeds goal in the last game. But BBC Sport reported this, right? Chelsea should not have been awarded a penalty for a handball in their 3-1 win at Crystal Palace last month. The Premier League's key March incidents panel has said. The key match incident panel felt that the VAR intervention was incorrect because Canvit is not making his body unnaturally bigger, and that there was a small deflection off the hip. Now, the decision in question is this one. Personally, listen, I think the game's becoming ridiculous. I also think that he is making his body bigger in this situation. This was given as a penalty for us. Maybe he's trying to get his arm out of the way, but regardless, I've seen so many penalties given for this type of movement, for this type of interaction with the ball. I don't understand why all of a sudden when it's Chelsea, it has to be different. Also, if you're going to be scrutinizing these moments, because look, this happened. This tweet that I showed you guys, this was on the 9th of February. It was only 6 days ago. This game happened about a month ago, and we're hearing about this now. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they're scrutinizing something that happened a month ago with Chelsea, but they're not scrutinizing the amount of bad decisions that are done game after game every single time. I mean, prime example, look at the the Man City Liverpool game, right? How the fuck does Dominic Szoboszlai get sent off, and yet Ryan Cherky gets robbed of a goal? Like, again, it's the mistakes to not call advantage in that situation, let the play go through, and then give the ball, and then you can call. If you give advantage, I don't know the exact rules, but if you give advantage, I'm sure you can replay the play and give the red to Szoboszlai for that situation.
I think there are better examples to use than that, because by the letter of the law, that was the correct decision by the VAR. But there are better examples that fit your point. You know, there are inconsistencies all over the place and mistakes.
Like, if they're going to scrutinize this decision, I think they should scrutinize all of them, because I don't think these referees get. And the fuck do I know? But I'm under the assumption that these referees don't get punished enough for all these mistakes that they make, and they get away with it a lot of the time. The worst I ever saw was Anthony Taylor got demoted to one game in league in the championship.
One game in the championship, yeah.
And he did a horrible job on that, and then just instantly came back to the Premier League. Like, listen, I'm not saying that the refereeing job is easy, but at the same time, like, we need to stop protecting referees when they make bad decisions over and over again, especially when it's so controversial.
The problem that they put themselves in, especially with like stuff like this, is just consistency and what takes precedent, because it's similar to the Leeds goal in a sense that they score, because there are two differing rules on handball that counteract each other, so it's what takes precedence. For example, and it's a similar thing. In this goal here, they're completely right. The arm is not in an unnatural position. He's trying to move his arm out of the way when it hits the hand. However, it's denying a goal-scoring opportunity. So if anything, and I said this at the time, it should have been a red card, regardless whether it's intentional or not, because it's denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. He's about to put that in an open goal. So it's what takes precedent in that instance. It's the same with the Leeds one. You've got two differing rules. One is, because it was an accidental handball and he wasn't the goal scorer, you can't chalk it off because of that rule of, like, no matter whether it's accidental or on purpose, if a goal comes of it, it has to be the goal scorer. But the argument against is it's in an unnatural position. His hand is up his hand is up when it hits him. So it's what rule takes precedent, because if the natural body position rule takes precedent over all other rules, I'm fine with that. This then shouldn't have been a penalty, but then the Leeds goal should have been disallowed. But again, it's a constant conversation of there's 3 points. Number one is just the rules in general, because there's a million of them, but I understand there has to be. Number 2, it's consistency within the rules, and 3, it's which rules take precedent on over which other rules. Like, what? That's all it comes down to. This is 100% a penalty. It should have been a red card. He got lucky it was a yellow because of the accidental thing. But it should have been a penalty. It should have been a red card. It was given as a penalty, and we score, and that's it. Like, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
And there is already precedent that we can reference. I mean, even from like us as Chelsea fans having watched our team, you know, when we went to Anfield in 2021 and Reece James got sent off, they mentioned in this scrutiny of this decision about a deflection off the hip. Well, Reece James had a deflection off the thigh, and his arm stopped the ball from going into the back of the net from his thigh.
But again, Oliver, that is actually a really good example to use, because the argument they used for that was he moved his arm towards the ball. So you could consider it no longer like, what's it called? Like accidental or unintentional, because he moved his arm like towards the ball. Like, fair, I can kind of understand that. But at the same time, it's like, again, it's just consistency.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing too. Like, it's just a consistency thing. Like, honestly, me, pardon me. With me, I wouldn't mind if these referees do what they do in basketball, where the referees just kind of huddle, which they kind of do with the VAR, right? They kind of huddle to just look over every play and come to a consensus together on what's the right move to make here. Like, I understand that VAR isn't there to correct every incorrect decision that a referee makes, right? I understand they're not there to micromanage, but at the same time, when there's a blatant like opportunity or something that blatantly leads towards a goal, like a foul to a free kick that leads to a goal, or a corner that leads to a goal, anything like that that's questionable, and you have the technology to look over it and correct it, that should be something that, okay, I understand we want the game to keep going. We don't want to keep stopping the game, especially for match-going fans. I get that 100%. But I don't mind spending an extra minute or two just to get the decision right, so that fans don't feel robbed when a decision goes against them that they know is wrong.
Marshall, can I ask a question? Why do you think VAR exists right now?
Well, the version of VAR that we have right now is in place to correct clear and obvious errors, not correct every error. Like, I think it's okay to, like, okay, if there's like a handball that's in the midfield but leads to nothing, then sure, whatever, that's fine. Like 20 seconds removed from a goal, 30 seconds removed from a goal, that's fine. But in the instance, Ahmed, of like the last game with Leeds, where there's a clear handball that leads to an advantage towards the attacking team that leads to a goal, it might have been 11 or 15 seconds removed, but it's a clear foul that doesn't get called. But the VAR isn't there to correct the referee. The VAR is there to correct if it's a clear and obvious error. That's where I'm like, okay, but this may not be clear and obvious, but it's still a massive error that leads to a goal. So that's where it's like, I think maybe give VAR more power to do that, and maybe we'll actually see some better decision making here. And it doesn't have to be an ego thing, because you remember, who was it? Mike Dean, right? Mike Dean defending Anthony, whatever his fucking name is. Anthony Taylor, right? He said, I didn't want to call him out, so I didn't really call him out in that. But it was the Luis Diaz situation with the offside. I didn't really want to call out Anthony Taylor, so I didn't make the... There's that biasy, and it's an ego thing too, which I think it's so bizarre. Let's just come together as referees to like actually come up to the right decision.
Okay.
The problem is the whole system in and of itself is being misused, and I have to bring this to the referees, because Marshall, I don't know if you saw the drama that's come out of the Villa versus Newcastle game. That just shows that...
I was watching the game, but I don't know what happened.
Okay, so Tammy Abraham scored an offside goal, but there's no VAR at this stage of the competition. And then Luca Dean handballed the ball inside his own box, and the linesman didn't call it. Like, these referees have gone from using this as a tool to correct clear and obvious errors to now using it as a complete crutch and as an excuse to not make live decisions and take the heat on themselves.
100%.
And that game just showed that the whole refereeing system, at least in the Premier League, because in the Championship and lower, they're still making live decisions. in the Premier League, they can't do it anymore.
Yep.
That's insane.
And I think you see that again with the Leeds game of like the whole issue of whether it's a handball, whether it's not a handball, is completely nullified if the referee just blows his whistle in the moment of when it happens. Because like it's one of those of, again, you go back to like the clear and obvious thing, quote unquote. That is not clear and
Whatever
obvious.
that means.
So
Yeah.
that theoretically should not be able to be overturned by anyone. Like VAR
Yes.
should not get involved. And it should have just been left as it was. Like if obviously if the handball was called, I mean. But yeah, like the referees are going to continually stink in this country. They're going to continually make errors. Yeah, and there is no repercussions like of any kind.
That's the thing that I don't like. There's no fine or nothing for consistently making bad decisions. Because at some point too, like if you're working in some type of work environment, the expectation is that over the course of years, you're supposed to improve and get better at the job. And, you know, these guys know the players. They know, like, when Anthony Taylor goes to a Newcastle Aston Villa game, he knows Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Ellington. These guys are going to be very physical, and I got to keep a close eye on them. Moises Caicedo, I know he likes to go for those, you know, Conte-esque tackles where it might look like a foul. I need to keep a close, like, you already know who to keep a close eye on and who to, like, really, really pay attention to. Like, you're supposed to get better at the job as you do it, not worse. Or, you know, use VAR as a crutch. But, Ahmed, you were going to say something?
Sorry, go on.
No, sorry, you can go ahead. I'm gonna come last because I think there's a point we're missing, but I'm gonna go. No, there's nothing to be AO about there, mate. Keep it the Marshall.
No, I was just going to say, like, one of the problems is, like, the whole, like, bad referee thing. That it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of become part of the product. Sky Sports literally have a show called Ref Watch, where they review decisions with Dermot Gallagher, the ex-referee. Like, it's part of the product now. Like, people, like, when you think of the Premier League, you expect this poor refereeing thing, and they're making content out of it now.
That's sad. Go ahead, Ahmed.
So, do you know why I asked you initially, Marshall? Why was VAR brought into the thing? The main reason why was because some of the decisions that was happening in the EPL, bro, was costing billions and millions of pounds, bro, to certain teams. Let's keep it honest. That's the reason why VAR got brought into the sport, because those errors, were costing certain teams top 4 Champions League financial money. That's
their place in the Premier League,
even survival in the league. Yeah,
right, exactly. Yeah, right. Even in their placement in the Premier League in general, which I agree with Scott with, right? And so the way VAR is being used now makes sense, actually, if you think about it like that. From that point of view, they are making sure they get every decision right, such that no repercussion, bro, can happen upon the referee, bro. They're making sure, bro, they look at everything in absolute minute detail. That's the problem, right? Because there's so much money at stake of it that they know, bro, one minor fuck up, if you look at it this way, then it's a penalty. So they're doing everything in their power to make sure they get the decision as right as possible.
Yeah,
that's all well and good, but then, like, again, the communication, it's meant to be for clear and obvious errors. If you're going to scrutinise to the millimetre every single decision, then just be upfront about it. That's the whole problem.
I agree, Oliver, but I think that's the one thing they're not trying to basically admit, because you have to be honest about that. They don't want any repercussions being called upon them. That's it.
This is how I feel we could come to a solution on this, right? I think you can keep the rule of clear and obvious errors when it comes to just regular phase of play, right? Fouls that aren't seen well, like you foot place, all that stuff, right? But when it comes to plays leading up to a goal, I think that's where you're allowed to scrutinize. You're allowed to look through a fine-tooth comb to see that the goal, there was no hand involvement leading up to the goal. There's no context to this, or a foul played onto this, or that led to this corner, that led to the goal. Like, I think that should be allowed. and I'd be willing to wait an extra minute or two just so that decision can actually come through correctly versus, you know, the bad decisions. And that goes against my team too. Like, even if, like, you know, we look at a tackle that Chalobah made last ditch or Fofana, if it's, you know, leading up to a goal and there's an error there or a foul that should have been called against Chelsea, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things that it has to cut both ways. It has to cut both ways. So I'm willing to, just for the sake of not having a lot of these conversations just revolve around the refs and the horrible decision making. So yeah, that's that in that situation.
You have problems with that because ultimately the issue is and always has been the same. It's never been VAR. It's never been like anything else. It's the refs. Like, that's the problem. It's the refs. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Explain to me why in America it's not fine and it's not perfect, but it's so much better.
Yeah,
It might be also.
I
I
look
also
at basketball
think
games and they look at every single foul.
But the thing
every
is,
foul.
Marshall, I actually also think this is where I think we need to also be honest. I don't actually think VAR suits the league.
I disagree. I think it does massively.
I know, and what I mean by that is that I think, you know, I'm going to use cricket because cricket is a lot more easier of an example to use, right? In cricket, the technology they use is Ultra Edge, right? It's very easy. It works within the sport because you just make, like, so the team does that, like, so the team can do, like, let's do a check, or the referee can do a check, everything like that. And it works within, like, the actual sport itself, just the double check stuff and everything like that. But I think with football, because of the way football is played, bro, it's played at a fast tempo. It's meant to be played free flowing, bro. It's not really a stop-start sport. Yes, obviously, if you get a foul, you're gonna stop the play temporarily, but the game starts pretty much straight away usually, right? That is what the sport is. And so when the sport is kind of like a stop-start thing, not a stop-start thing, it becomes harder for you to implement that sort of thing, in my personal opinion. That's all it is.
I just think I get what you're saying, but my argument is only to do that when it leads to a goal scoring opportunity or a goal score, like a goal, right? Like, if it's a lead up to a goal, I think it's totally okay to correct.
No, but again, Marshall, I think what you're doing is you're trying to change VAR and change the ruling around VAR to suit the morons and the incompetent people you have using it. VAR and the rules around it is not the problem. It's never been the problem. It works fine. It's a piece of technology. Unless it breaks, it's physically impossible for it to go wrong. Unless the people using it are wrong. Like, you know how to use a laptop. I know how to use a laptop. If I gave a laptop to a 7-year-old, they probably wouldn't know what the fuck to do with it. If I give a laptop to a rhino, they wouldn't know what the fuck to do with it. The piece of technology is not the issue. Like, it's just not. It works in every other league. You don't need to change the rules to suit incompetent people. Tell them to do their job better.
Yeah, I just think the clear and the only thing I disagree with what you're saying.
Clear and obvious is a really black and white thing, and we turn it into something that's a grey area because morons can't do their job. Like, it's really not hard.
I really just think that rule should be changed to any foul leading to a goal. That's it. Boom.
No, again, Marshall, no, it works fine. The message of clear and obvious needs to be drilled into these guys' heads. That is the issue. They scrutinize every single thing, whether it's clear and obvious or not. If it takes you more than 3 attempts, the only rule I would add, and it's more so the clear and obvious thing gets, like, used, is if it takes you more than 3 attempts at watching said piece of footage to come to a decision, it's immediately keep the decision on the pitch because it's not clear and obvious. Immediately. If it takes you 3 attempts to watch it and you still are unsure, it's immediately just keep the on-pitch decision.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I can't even disagree with that.
That's a step in the right direction, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, cool. That being said, yeah, the silly thing that they're, like, scrutinizing and intervening over a Crystal Palace game. If they're gonna do that, do it for every game then, please. And you guys have a show in regards to it, which I didn't even know about until Oliver told me. So good to know that.
Don't watch it, by the way. It's a bunch of crap. Like, I've watched it. It's not worth it.
I don't watch it either, but not because I don't like it. It's because I can't be fucking bothered.
But you guys know, like, VAR not working properly. It's part of the product that is the Premier League. It's part.
That was my argument. That was my argument, man.
Again, it's not the VAR not working properly.
It's like, you know what it is, yeah. It's like WWE, man. It's like wrestling, I should say, not WWE. It's like wrestling, bro. Like you need it, bro, to not work because it literally adds to the whole thing, bro.
What I'm saying is,
I get that.
I guess one my point is, it's not by design that these referees are terrible, but when you're making content streams out of it, where is the incentive to, I guess, improve?
Yeah, exactly. There's no incentive to improve because there's content to be made out of it. Like just juicing it for everything they can make out of it, which it's like a double-edged sword at that point. But speaking of a double-edged sword, that's actually not a good transition, but we're gonna transition anyways.
Great.
Our friend who said he didn't want to leave London decided to leave London. Sterling has gone to Feyenoord. Yeah, wow. Okay. Breaking. Raheem Sterling to Feyenoord. Here we go. Deal agreed with former Chelsea winger. Sterling joins Feyenoord as a free agent. Raheem Sterling has joined Dutch club Feyenoord until the end of the season after leaving Chelsea. Sterling left Chelsea at the end of January after a mutual agreement to terminate his contract 18 months early. Feyenoord are second in the Eredivisie, 17 points behind leaders PSV, and are managed by former Manchester United and Arsenal striker Robin van Persie. Apparently, Sterling spoke with 18 clubs across 4 European leagues, which I don't doubt. I mean, he's a free agent. Like Raheem Sterling still holds, value in the name. So I'm sure there's a few clubs that are looking at him, but the Dutch league, I guess, I don't know. Like what I'm pretty sure he's gonna cook. Like I don't think he's gonna struggle. At
Might win the league title. I don't know if I think Feyenoord are either first or second.
Let me actually check the Eredivisie right now because I didn't even realize
they went
PSV
on a
were
losing
first.
streak. They went on a losing streak recently. I
First. I thought they were first or second.
Holy shit! Yeah, PSV are first with 59 points, and Feyenoord are second with 45. So they got a long way to go. But
at least in the title challenge.
Yeah, they're in the title. It's 14 points behind. But yeah.
Sterling left and upgraded. I hear it.
Why do you love guys like Sterling, man?
You said I love Sterling.
Yeah, man.
You said I love Sterling.
You're saying it right now, bro. You're saying you love Sterling, bro. Give it
I
up.
said you said I love Sterling.
Your tone.
I mean, I don't have a Sterling shirt. You have a Havertz shirt, so let's not do.
I don't have a Havertz shirt. You keep saying that, but it's not in this house. That's what I know.
You had a Havertz shirt. I've never had a Sterling shirt. I didn't want Sterling at Chelsea.
That's what you keep saying, bro. But we're gonna have to find out soon.
Okay. All right. Whatever you say, Gallagher fan.
Feyenoord, Sterling. Is he gonna cook? Is he gonna flop?
I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah,
He's not even,
I don't really care.
Train there
But
right
this
now. I
is
don't know if
news,
you know this,
technically.
Marshall. I don't think you can even train there right now. I don't know if you know this, by the way.
No, he's waiting for his Dutch permit or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, he's waiting for like his work visa, kind of.
Yeah, his work stuff. Yeah.
All right,
He
fair
can't even
enough.
get so deep that, bro. He can't even get a fucking work visa, and we're expecting this guy to flip and play. What's going on?
Well,
I mean, considering he hasn't played football in God knows how long.
in about a year and a half now.
I'll keep a rule, man. Getting a visa these days.
Whenever his
is not
last
easy.
appearance for Arsenal was.
And
Yeah,
It's been a
I
good few
guess.
months.
Yeah, I mean, how far, Ahmed? How far is London from the Netherlands?
what do you mean?
Like how far is
Like
it?
by flight?
Because
Like by
the
time?
reason I'm asking by flight or by train or by whatever means, because the reason I'm asking is because his whole argument this whole time was I don't want to leave, I don't want to go far. Like my kid is in the Arsenal academy, I have my whole family set up here. Like I always understood why Sterling never wanted to leave London, but now he left London. But there's a reason why he picked Feyenoord. I'm sure he could have gone to another team that. I'm not saying Feyenoord doesn't have like clout, but I'm sure there was other teams like in Italy or whatever that would have
Probably because they offered him a 1 year.
Sterling.
Well, it's probably because they offered him a 6-month deal.
Looked it up, by the way, Marshall. It's between 55 minutes and an hour and 15. So it's really
So
short.
it's not too far from home, which is why I'm thinking he chose Feyenoord.
I'm not gonna lie, not even that. I think I can understand this for Sterling. Like, I'll defend Sterling a little bit on this because, like, I think at the time, at least when he was with us, there's a security there of like you're getting paid every week. Even though you're not playing, you are training. You're getting paid every week. You don't like. There's no incentive for you to leave London at that point. Like if you don't have to. Whereas obviously once he's out of a job, he's obviously no longer getting paid. Is number one. Number two is he's not playing football, so he's not staying fit. Obviously he's going to stay fit, I would assume, but he's not staying match sharp, shall we say? For the possibility of you playing football later, and it's only a 6-month deal. It's literally to the end of the season. It's like I can fully understand him doing this move, even though it's outside of London, because it's like 5-6 months. Then there's potential of him if he has a good performance for Feyenoord, you can 100% see a West Ham or not necessarily a Charles, but I say Charlton, a Fulham or something like that, signing him, a Palace, say for example.
That's a smart
next
idea,
season,
actually,
if they go back to a manager with proper wingers, for example, they only really have 2. I don't know what the hell you'd class Pino, but they only really have 2 off the top of my head wingers.
Pino's a 10. Yeah, the only wingers Palace have is Ismail Sarr and
Johnson. So yeah, you could see them maybe signing him. So I think this is just to put him in the eye of coming back to England.
That's smart.
And seeing what happens going forward. I don't really have any issues with him doing this.
To go to the Netherlands, it's only going to cost you what? If you want to go by plane, probably 40-50 quid. That's nothing, man. That's nothing, I'll be honest, for a guy like
that.
him.
50 quid's a lot of money for Sterling.
It's not really. Sterling
not for Sterling, bro. That guy was saving up his money for these trips, bro.
Yeah, Sterling will be alright, man. Sterling will be alright.
Do any of you guys think that there is any chance whatsoever that he's also going to try to make it to the World Cup?
No, not a chance.
Okay.
No chance.
No.
I think there's no. Well, Tuchel does like Sterling, but is he going to be able to do enough to get into the World Cup? No. He's going to have to.
Yeah, but Tuchel liked Mount, and he's nowhere near it.
I know, because Mount's not performing to that level.
Marshall, you could count the wingers ahead of him. You could count the wingers ahead of him on the depth chart, nearly on 2 hands.
Oliver, that's what I just said. Sterling would have to go Sane level just to make the squad. He's not making it.
Yeah, exactly. Then, yeah,
because Tuchel likes him, but Sterling, he needs to move crazy to make the squad. That's why I assumed he would leave in the summer, last summer. That way, you have a full season to actually start playing games and get into the squad with Tuchel. But you don't have a chance. The next international break is next month, right?
This month, yeah.
If Sterling, by some miracle, actually makes it to the World Cup, I might have to be on Ahmed's side. I ain't gonna lie. I might have to be on Ahmed's side for that one. Yeah, about Tuchel. That is
Marshall.
Just like people criticize Southgate for what's his face, Slabhead.
Marshall, I'm telling you now, you have a better chance of making the USMNT squad than he has of making the England squad.
I mean, listen, if Diego Luna can make it, I have a chance.
Diego Luna is actually good.
Fuck.
What are we saying?
Diego Luna, bro. Tell him to go bold, bro. That hairline is crazy.
Are we saying Marshall?
What do you mean go bald? His hairline's fine.
No.
Yeah, his hairline's actually fine.
Are we saying Marshall 2026 for the World Cup for the US?
Brother, I'm looking at his hair now. Are you good?
Really?
Are you talking about this? Are we talking about the same person?
Are you thinking about Landon Donovan?
Are we saying Marshall in midfield with them?
Yeah,
I think I'm thinking about Landon Donovan. Landon Donovan needs to do something about his hair. Either just go fully bald.
Who is Landon Donovan?
Oh, he's never. Ignore him. Move on. Ignore him.
Bro, man, I don't know.
Ignore him.
I don't know these young.
That's a foul. That's a foul on the play. No yellow. That's a foul on the play.
Then why blow the? Okay.
It's a foul. You gotta pull the foul.
Book him.
Right.
I'm booked for dissent. I'm booked for dissent.
Prime, you're booked for dissent. You're booked for dissent.
Oh, so he books me for dissent, but you don't book him for that.
And I don't know who's the captain that can come up and talk to me. So don't even ask me who should be allowed to talk to me.
I appreciate.
You know what, Scott? You're the captain. Speak to him, bro. Speak to him.
Yeah, it might actually be Scott. Scott
Scott's the captain, then we're finished, man. It's Scott's the captain, we're finished, bro. As an institution, I'll keep it real.
Diego Luna makes every mid Home Depot Latino dream they can make it. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Oh man. All right. Here's some. I wanted to add this segment because I think it's kind of funny to see some of these links that are happening for some of our players leaving. So some of these are worth a chuckle. Some of these might actually like have some substance to it. Starting off with this first one here. So apparently, and listen, again, believe what you want. I'm not saying we believe in the news. I'm just reading out the rumors because there's no fucking actual real substance out there. There's a few, but nothing really crazy. So, rumor has it that Everton and Newcastle United are weighing up a summer move for Chelsea striker Liam Delap, who is fighting for his future over the remainder of the season after failing to make a major impact at the club. Manchester United, who were keen on the 23-year-old last summer, could also be in the mix if he comes back to the market, according to Team Talk. This was a funny one. I can't believe this is still going on. Same thing with Team Talk. Manchester United are planning a summer move for Cole Palmer, with the Chelsea midfielder identified by Ineos as a dream target, despite public denials from Liam Sr. Palmer is understood to be open to a move to Old Trafford, but Chelsea are unwilling to sell cheaply and would demand at least £150 million for the 23-year-old. And then last but not least, I think Scott's going to get a kick out of this one. Breaking. Real Madrid are interested in Chelsea defender Malo Gusto as a long-term replacement for Danny Carvajal, according to Top Sport UK.
Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are.
Marshall. Hold on. You guys are all laughing. Marshall, remember I said 2 Januaries ago, we're going around Madrid. We're going around Madrid. Let's go. Let's go. We're going around Madrid.
Royal Madrid, ole, ole.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Madrid, ole, ole.
I don't think that's how the song goes. Do they have a song that goes like that? I don't know.
Hey, you guys have Garnacho on the wing. I'm going to be having Mbappe. Let's go, man. Around Madrid. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, which one did you guys think was the funniest one?
Chris said leave.
But bro, none of them are happening. Actually, the Liam Delap one might, but
yeah, I could see the Liam Delap one. I mean, more for Everton, not for
Everton would have to get rid of Beto, which I think they probably would be happy to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But he doesn't start for them. They have Tiana.
No, I didn't say he does.
Oh, Barry's actually been cooking for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cooking is
He's been scoring goals lately.
Cooking is a strong term. Cooking is a strong term.
Yeah, it's a strong term. He's got 5 goals in 20 something games.
So what you're saying is, Scott, you can't see it. You can't see him cooking.
No. He's doing okay.
I could see Delap fitting more into what Moisey's trying to do at Everton than Beto, for example. But yeah, the other ones I don't believe. Like I cannot see Liam Delap going to not Aston Villa, Newcastle, especially considering they just got Visa, they have Voltamata. Like even Harvey Barnes has been fucking cooking for them. I'm not gonna lie, not as a striker, but regardless, just as a goal scorer. I just don't think they need a Liam Delap. But Everton, I could totally see that happening.
Yeah, unless Newcastle shift on Wissa like straight away in the summer, like it's not happening.
Which would be weird.
It would be weird. He only just started playing games again, right? Because he was out with an injury for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the funniest one out of all these rumors is Palmer to United.
No, the funniest one is Gusto to Real Madrid, 100%.
Why is it funny?
Oh no, but I mean in terms of like we're not selling Palmer.
No, 100%.
This came out after the rumors were denied, by the way. They're still persisting with this.
Yeah. But the lap, bro, if we sell him just in 12 months, I'll be happy, obviously. But like,
that'd be jokes.
It's just a waste. What other? Oh no, it's because Omega's coming in, right? Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah, Omega's coming in to warm our
great.
treatment.
Yeah, great. And what are we gonna do with Mark Yu? He's still gonna be here.
Oh my
God, he's gonna warm our reserves.
I totally forgot about this guy, bro.
Hey Blues, this is how to say my name, Mark Gill.
Hey Marshall, you're gonna have to delete that soon. You're gonna have to delete that soon because he's gonna be gone.
Yeah, probably.
Do you have that for all of our players?
No, just him.
That was a specific video he did because no one can pronounce his name.
Yeah, Chris was the biggest culprit.
What about Omega?
We're gonna get some. I have more clips. I just have to upload them. I've just been busy.
Well, Omega hasn't joined us yet, so like
he hasn't joined us, but he'll have clips.
Why are you obsessed with black players? Can I just ask, just out of curiosity?
What? I'm obsessed with black players. You're talking about Marshall or
I don't
me?
even know who he's talking about.
Yeah. Who you talking to?
No,
Talking to me?
if you know, no. If that was you, then you would know, Marshall. Don't worry. We all know who
Okay.
it is.
Are you talking to? I'm obsessed with black players. Well, I was talking about Mark. I was talking about Mark U and Omega. I don't think one of them is black and the other one's white. If that helps, I guess.
I mean, that's what they all say, but hey.
Yeah, man, you're ruining RSM's
Wait.
viewing
Are you
experience,
saying?
Ahmed. Let's calm
Are you
down.
saying? Are you saying they all say Omega's? They all
can I
say
be
Mark U is
honest?
white?
Can I?
What?
Alright, you know what? Yeah. Alright.
As
That was
Ahmed
a
have
mission
kind of
failed.
like ignored, ignoring.
That
Ahmed,
was
Ahmed,
obviously.
Ahmed, did you take?
That was obviously.
Hey,
Can't
Can't make
Ahmed,
all
did
the
you
shots
take-
you try.
It can't
Ahmed,
be
did
them all,
you
man.
take-
It can't be them all.
Ahmed, did you take your
There's
pills
100% of
today?
the shots you don't take.
Ahmed,
There
did
you
you
go.
take your pills today?
What the
I
fuck?
don't take pills personally, but
You
I
should-
Maybe
appreciate
some
it.
vitamin D.
The way you're moving, that's crazy. The way you're moving the stream, you should.
I don't need to. I'm very good. But
What are you
either
gonna
way,
say though, Ahmed?
Listen, in general, all of this stuff is basically bullshit. Let's keep it real.
It is.
We all know. We all know that ain't happening. So you know.
Yeah,
the
we know
sooner
this ain't happening.
We all know this ain't happening.
Yeah, bro, this is
Respect
fucking
him,
funny, by the way. Sorry, this is
Respect him.
absolutely hilarious.
Respect him, man.
It's funny too because this was, I guess, before the Real Madrid game that just happened, but apparently Trent had a masterclass. So
Yeah, he did.
yeah, so
thing of
he's not
Trent-
moving.
The thing of Trent is that, you know, the best way to describe it, it's too early for him to leave after one season, realistically. Right,
Bless you.
particularly because of the price tag they also brought him at. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't disagree. All right, let's move it along then, because we have another player that is going to be returning to Chelsea. But is he going to be returning to Chelsea or moving it along? That's a kind of interesting question I've been having in the back of my head. Let's read into it a little bit. So it's kind of clear and obvious what's happening here. No VAR here needed. Bayern Munich, wow, have informed Chelsea that they will not activate the purchase option for Nicholas Jackson. The Senegalese striker will return to Chelsea this summer. Nicholas Jackson will return to Chelsea in the summer, but he won't stay at Bayern. So keep an eye on this because he has always been well regarded in Italy. Now that Maresca's not here, and the lap hasn't worked out.
Nope.
Do you guys see any universe at all where Jackson could actually
Nope.
stay at Chelsea?
It wasn't a
Marshall,
Maresca problem.
Marshall, why are you obsessed with Jackson, bro? He's not. He's
Marshall,
never
I think
been
you've
bro.
asked this question like
Yes.
at least 5 times since Maresca's been sold.
Yeah.
Sorry, since Maresca left.
Wait, really? I feel like
Yes,
this is the first time I ever asked.
No.
Nope.
Yo, Chad, have I asked this already?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you've had
With Maresca gone, do you feel like
we've
Jackson's going
had-
to stay? I've asked
We've
this.
had this discussion before. And a lot of
Can we
times.
ask ourselves though? Is this a Maresca problem? Is Jackson leaving a Maresca problem?
Well,
I don't think
I
it was.
remember one of our arguments that we had in the summer was that like Maresca didn't want him and didn't trust him anymore. And goddamn, all right, goddamn, like I didn't realize I had fucking short term.
I mean, you could speculate that after the Newcastle and
Sorry, boys.
Flamengo red
Sorry,
cards.
chat.
You could speculate that after Newcastle and Flamengo, but it seemed to be especially after we got João Pedro, that all the reports started coming out and his agent talking and the narrative being that the competition.
Mm-hmm.
The words by his agent is what has killed his career here at Chelsea Football Club. I mean, like, forget everything else. He will never be a Chelsea player again because of that.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a very good thing.
I think it's a bad thing in a sense of like, obviously we had to get the lap in, but it's a good thing in sense of like we've probably upgraded on him with João Pedro. Obviously, I'm not going to say for definite until the end of the season because
Yeah,
I'm
of
still
course.
keeping that mentality until he
We had this
vastly like, well, not
discussion, yeah.
vastly, until he like actually increases his output.
Yeah.
Like ultimately he was never the answer. He didn't need to leave to get the lap in. Like both things can be true. But yeah, the only issue is obviously now the backup is potentially Omega, who can't stay fit for more than a day. So there's that issue. But yeah, like I think it's done. I think the only issue that we've got as a club is because you picked a piss poor place to send him again with yet another loan player. You've got to kind of rehabilitate him a little bit, because his value is going to have dropped. Like, whereas potentially you could have got, 55, 60 million potentially for him, maybe 50 at like the lowest. Trying to get that now after the season he's had at Bayern is going to be tough. He'll obviously still have like interest and everything. You'll still be able to get something. I'm not saying you can't get anything, but to get what you once wanted might be hard. You like I said, maybe you've got to rehabilitate him. Send him on loan to like, send him on loan somewhere again for a season. And see what happens there.
I mean, HA brings up a good point. There are gonna be some players that really do literally nothing and still find a way to get a move, like Strad Larson.
Yes, again, that's why I said that Jackson could still move. You won't get the money you could have got when he was coming off of the 2 seasons he had with us. Because even last season, as bad as he was, I'm not saying he wasn't bad, he still got 10 goals in the league.
And also some players just have a better market than others. So
I'll say Strand Larson had interest from multiple clubs as well. Newcastle were trying to buy him before they got Voltemade. We've been interested in him. Then the Palace thing came. Say again?
Who bought him for 50 mil?
Palace bought him for 45 plus 5 mil add-ons.
In January?
Yes.
Yeah, in the January just gone.
Okay. Palace are splashing money, crazy. But yeah, with Jackson, even if people want to keep him, there's no point because we have a Mega who's coming in the summer anyway. And assuming we don't sell the lap, that's 3 strikers. We don't have room for a 4th plus Mark Hughes, which makes 5. So Jackson, unless we keep Jackson and play him on the flank, which I doubt we're going to do that.
That won't work. Well, it might work, but I don't think it will work.
Jackson's gonna go. There'll be teams interested for him.
I was gonna just add before you go, Scott, real quickly. I think to add to the point of like just in general about Strand Larson, for example, right? The thing with Strand Larson is going to a mid-table club. With all due respect, Crystal Palace is a mid-table club. Is Jackson gonna be saying to himself, "I'm willing to go to somewhere like that"? For example,
it's not
if an offer comes in, because like Chelsea will get offers, for example, right from top. Like I know AC Milan needs another striker. They would love to get him, but the problem is
they're trying to get someone else.
The problem is, like, for example, right, is that price that you're gonna get from Serie A gonna be meaningful for you to sell him on? And I think the answer we all know is gonna be logically no, right? Because he can go to a bunch of other leagues' top divisions, like top teams, and probably start and play for them, but the price tag is not going to be the price tag that you want. And so
that's the thing, Ahmed. Like, and the problem you also have as well, from our point of view, with selling him, is some of the teams that were previously interested have already got a guy in. Villa was interested. They've just bought Tammy Abraham. Like, why do they now need Jackson unless they're going to play him on the wing? I guess.
Or if they get rid of Ali this summer.
I mean, okay, that would be an interesting
way of
going about things. That'd be an interesting
but even Villa don't spend. Don't they have like PSR issues or something?
They do, but they actually can spend. They actually can spend the money, especially if Morgan Rogers ends up leaving or whatever else. Right? They can spend the money at least.
But how much what would be our price tag for him?
I don't know.
I think they're going to try to hold to that 70 mil.
And Villa won't spend that.
Not necessarily 70 mil. I could see us like accepting like 60, right, or like 55 with add-ons or 50 with add-ons, as long as the add-ons are easily attainable. But like, for example, Villa could be interested if Watkins leaves. I guess that'd be a weird pivot, but sure. Italian teams are not paying that money. They're just not. No Italian team is outside of maybe Como. Also, Ahmed, you mentioned AC Milan. AC Milan already got 2 new strikers in and have Jimenez, who isn't playing / injured. At what point is like enough? You've maybe bought too many strikers, and maybe one of them just has to work. I guess, considering you keep buying strikers.
They bought Fulkrug for quite a low amount of money, so they can.
No, that's a loan with an option. and then they also bought in someone else. I forget who it was off the top of my head.
They tried to go for Mateta as well.
They tried to go for Mateta.
Oh, was it Mateta? Maybe I was thinking of Mateta.
No, so
Mateta didn't go, but they tried.
They tried, but remember he failed his medical. So so for me, Jackson is literally going to be like a number one option for a bunch of Italian sides. It's not just AC Milan. Like, you know, Roma need a striker. A lot of these teams need a striker.
Ah, yes, Roma.
Right,
Who are going to spend.
Yep. So I think for me, in general, there's teams that need strikers. In general, it's just that how much do we realistically think Jackson's going for? Particularly after this buying season, where all he's been doing is collecting dust. Yeah, on the bench here, and he did. Yes, he won like obviously an AFCON. Like the price realistically has gone down.
100%, but that's why I say, even if the price necessarily hasn't gone down, right? You just need to make him more enticing for people. So that's why I say, loan him out for a season to a club. You just have to make sure, which they have a lack of ability to do, as we keep seeing. You have to send him to the right club. I would say send him to Strasbourg, but there's no point with Panicelli being there unless you're going to sell him after a year. Sure, I guess. But yeah, like they just have to find the right loan for him, I think, next season, with the view of then selling him on for 27-28. Summer 27-28. Because I don't think you're going to get the valuation you want this summer unless you are willing to just like let him leave for cheaper, which I would find weird considering they're at.
I just think though, even if you can rehab him with a better loan elsewhere next season, you're always going to be on the back foot with what that agent said about the relationship being broken and whatnot. It's not to the same level, but it's a Lukaku all over again. You know he wants to get out.
Yeah.
Oh no, 100%. But I think more Oliver, it's like for him to leave for a respectable price, or for him to get the move that he and his agent want, he has to play well. Like, this isn't a Lukaku situation where you're always going to have suitors because of what you did previously. Like, he has to play well to get that move. If he doesn't play well, he's never getting that move. He's going to be stuck in purgatory, or he's going to be stuck playing for, no disrespect, a Crystal Palace, a, you know, Roma, like those kind of teams. If he wants the big moves, which he's like, despite how it's gone this season, he still got the move to Bayern. There was still that option there. There was still interest. He's never getting that type of move if he doesn't play well. So like he still has to perform.
Are you saying he hasn't played well?
It's not about not playing well. He's barely played.
Yeah, really? How many minutes has he gotten at Bayern? Let me check.
He's barely played.
He's been missing squad recently. I think
behind the best striker in the world as well. I'm not surprised you haven't played.
No, of course, yeah.
No, but like they've I know Musiala's back now, but he was out injured. Like Jackson's not.
He's played. Jesus Christ! Hold on.
Wow.
Marshall.
Jackson's only played 641 minutes this season.
To put that into perspective, by the way, I was about to say, to put that into perspective, that's only 70 more than Josh has played in the Premier League alone.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
He's got scraps.
So that's what I'm saying.
Obviously, it makes sense because you have Harry Kane ahead of you.
100%. Which is why the move was probably stupid from his part, but I understood him just wanting to go to that kind of club. I completely understand. But yeah, like next season, I'm sending in.
Now, I thought he would get a lot more minutes than he already has. But fair.
Why?
No, because I think those minutes they were given to that new guy, the new kid.
They promoted Carl.
No. I was going to say they played Gnabry there, and then when Gnabry didn't work, then they.
And Gnabry, yeah.
Yeah, but.
And then Diaz signed as well. So
you are right. He does need to be smart with the next move he has, because like there obviously is talent there.
Yeah, and listen, looking at it from Jackson's perspective too, I hope that at least out of this loan, getting to train and learn from Harry Kane, hopefully some of that rubs off. I'm not gonna lie. Pause. So like maybe his finishing technique has improved or whatnot. Like again, listen, I agree with you guys. His time here at Chelsea is done. I was just kind of entertaining the idea of like, now that Maresca's not here, is there a possibility? And only to come to the realization that I asked this like 20 times already, and I have dementia. So it is what it is. But
with the Maresca thing, I just go back to a quote that he said in a press conference. He said, literally, Jackson is his perfect striker profile.
Yeah, but again, it goes back to like there was arguments that Maresca essentially was the reason he left. right? Maresca didn't trust them and didn't want to play. I don't know. I was just
I
kind of.
think we speculate. We might have speculated that because again, the red cards, and we certainly held those feelings ourselves about not trusting him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I get it. But yeah, let's see what happens with his future. It should be an interesting transfer in the summer. We'll see. We'll be interested to see how much we're going to be quoting him for. I won't be surprised if these guys do a ridiculous price again. Okay, let's move on to some. I can't even joke about it, but
I am not a clown.
It's made some comments, but they're interesting comments, and I want to see if you guys probably agree with this. So two comments here. He was on a podcast recently, and Poch does what Poch does best on the comments, which is, or in podcasts, which is just bring attention to himself. He said this about Cole Palmer. So with Cole Palmer, you cannot say move from here to there. That is your movement, and it's mechanical. No, of course. It has to be mechanical in some aspects of the game when you don't have the ball. But after, it is your quality and your capacity to understand the game. What is the demand of the game, the situation, your intuition, the capacity to see a space, arrive or to dribble and shoot? We're not going to cut this potential. This is why football is so emotional, because a player like him has the capacity to create that emotion that makes people go crazy. He also said this about his mentality. After a few training sessions, he came to my office. Coach, from the players you've had that play in my position, I think I need to do a bit more because I didn't do too much at Man City. What do you think? I look at Jesus Perez and I said, that desire is top. Just arrived after a few sessions because of the demand on a player in that position. He is a player that will, with the intelligence to want to do everything. I'm laughing because, first of all, it was Poch that refused to play him for so long until it was blatantly obvious he needs to play. And then Palmer probably showed up to that office, saw Raheem Sterling, saw Nani Madueke. Actually, Nani wasn't even playing. Saw Raheem Sterling, and who the fuck else was on that wing for us in that first season? With
on the right, it was Madueke, like you said.
It wasn't
But
Madueke.
Madueke didn't play for the first few games.
In the first few games,
it was Mudryk and Sterling, right?
So on the right-hand side, the first few games, it was basically just Sterling.
Yeah. Oh, then he had Chilwell. Okay, so this guy saw Chilwell
on the left,
Sterling on the right, and said, Coach, I don't know what the fuck these guys are doing, but I can definitely do a better job. What the fuck do you need me to do so I can actually start ahead of these bozos? That's why I'm laughing.
I mean, he put his money where his mouth is. He definitely brought that.
Yeah. But, I mean, this goes back to this whole thing of under Maresca, Palmer was still good in that 10, but he definitely wasn't the levels that he was under Poch. Do you think there's reason to believe that Poch has actually right in the situation where with a player like Palmer, you need to just let the reins loose, let him play like however he wants to play, with little to no instruction, just let him just kind of express himself on the pitch? Or do you think there's a balance to it?
I don't know why this is a particular point about Palmer though, because he let everyone express themselves to a fault.
He really did.
He didn't coach them enough. It just so happens that Palmer was one of the very few players in that iteration of Chelsea that could cope under those conditions. We saw our defensive structure; they couldn't cope with expressing themselves.
Yeah, horrible defensive season that season for sure. But yeah, what about the rest of you boys? Do you think Poch was cooking something here with letting Palmer kind of express himself? Because I feel like, to an extent, Rosinier's kind of finding a decent balance. I mean, we're still conceding a lot of goals. I would like to patent that down, but in terms of the attack is moving a lot more fluidly. I mean, João Pedro's looking better, Palmer's looking better. Time will tell what happens with... I mean, even Neto in that 10 position, right? That was a good performance by Neto. Like, I know it's against Hull, but like, it's the best performance we've seen from him in a long time.
I think also, what another thing I'd bring up is Palmer was an unknown commodity as a starting player at the time. Like, even if Poch, like, this is a horrible idea, but if he somehow continued beyond that season, Palmer still would have been marked out of games like he was under Maresca, because he's now an established attacking threat after a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He won't be given that. They'll give him the respect and not let him have that space.
Second season Palmer for sure. He was definitely marked out of games more often. He was definitely looked at, and there were definitely tactical tweaks made to just counteract Palmer, for sure. So like I knew to an extent that he probably wouldn't match the same numbers he matched in that first season. But regardless, like I didn't think the drop off would be, and I say drop off lightly. I didn't think the dip in form would be as much as it was last season. But now it's looking like he's getting back to the same strides he was similarly under Poch, and I do think there's some logic behind it with the whole giving him more liberties and freedom to do whatever he wants and not being so systematic. Because I'll be real, like Maresca was very systematic. He was very regimented in how he wanted his players to be positioned and stuff. He never really let the reins loose. He always wanted players to, play to a certain tactic, even if it meant failure in some instances. But yeah, exactly. High line, tried to play the ball, and Palmer cooked them. Yeah, so. Yeah, it was interesting to see Poch speak about Palmer and kind of his perspective and his approach on it. But at the same time, like this idea that he looked at Jesus Perez and just said, this guy's top, he's going to make it. It's like, no, I think we just had really bad wingers that season. And you were like, all right, Palmer, you're actually decent. Let's play you, because this whole seniority, vice captain.
I think two things can be true. I think two things can be true because he genuinely was world class that season.
Yeah, for sure.
Marshall,
100%.
Why Poch said a lot of stuff, and is that I'm assuming that interview is from High Performance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said a lot of things in that interview. Why is that
about Chelsea? It's probably not about Chelsea. A lot of it.
Yeah, because I assumed you were going to bring up the thing about him talking about the World Cup. Apparently, Trump spoke to him about the chances of winning or whatever, and Poch said that we're winning the World Cup. He told him, and Poch also said that his dream is to one day win the Premier League. So that he believes is going to happen. So, yeah, that's your manager and that's your president, bro. Marshall thought he could trick us with Palmer Poch quotes. Okay.
I didn't even know he said that. You're informing me about that. When it comes
those
to
are the
Poch,
clips that were online. I saw it on Instagram because I follow High Performance on Instagram. I saw clips from the episode, and those are the clips I saw. I didn't see this Palmer stuff.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Pardon me. I didn't hear that until you just told me. But just like that's a pipe dream.
You don't have any comments on it?
There's nothing to say. It's a pipe dream, and this next thing is also a pipe dream. Maresca to Spurs. Okay. If this were to happen, I'd be Maresca out, even though he's already gone. Enzo Maresca is now Tottenham's #1 target for a manager's job. Spurs admire his football philosophy and plan to make contact in the coming days. That was pretty quickly put to rest by the next quote. Not this one. Gary Lineker also said this as well. If it were me, I would try and get Maresca. I knew him at Leicester. He was a really good coach. I mean, if I were Tottenham, I'd very much look at him, even though he's a former Chelsea and they don't like that kind of stuff the Tottenham fans possibly. No talks between Tottenham and Enzo Maresca so far, despite recent links. Understand Maresca remains the clear candidate for to be the next Man City head coach when and if Pep Guardiola leaves, which I think is very likely going to happen. This has been quoted way too many times now, and that's something else. So yeah, I would lose 100% respect for Maresca if he were to go to Spurs. I'll be so real.
Why?
Why?
Because why the fuck would you want to go to Spurs? It's a horrible institution. I mean, sure,
He
you probably
can't
don't get
hire.
micromanaged like you do here at Chelsea, but the ambitions are pretty much are lining up to be similar in terms of make top 4 for profit. We're not going to get you top players. You know, I might not tell you what to do, what medical team to go to, and this and that, but like, also I think it's a downgrade for him. I'm sure there's better jobs he can go for. He can go for that Juve job in the summer, maybe. Some Italian club. You don't have to go to Spurs, bro. There's no need. They have Igor Tudor. They'll probably, once they're done with the interim Igor Tudor, they'll probably try to convince him to sign for the season. Keep Igor Tudor, man. Be happy with Igor Tudor.
I think he's smart enough not to go to Spurs anyway. They don't even have a number 10, like a fit number 10.
No, they don't.
Yeah, no, he's not going to Spurs. I just wanted to know why you would turn on him for going to Spurs.
Because
by the way, I'll bring this up. By the way, if you watch Marshall, have you happened to watch the overlap with Postecoglou?
Oh yeah, I did watch it. Yeah.
Okay. If you basically like just take out the context that that's Spurs, that what he said there, that could be Chelsea, like in a hypothetical. Like if you remove the fact that he was talking about Tottenham and you just played the clip, he could have been talking about Chelsea there. So why would Maresca trade A for B?
I think okay. So here's the thing. And listen, I don't know about Spurs. I would need Jacob here to tell me. But for one, I wasn't Mourinho out because that was years removed after he left Chelsea, right?
Basically, Marshall wasn't a fan.
It's leaving Chelsea to then go to Spurs that would piss me the fuck off. Because that's like, okay, you're just
Spurs?
downgrading. I don't like Spurs. But
Do you hate Man United?
I don't like Man United either.
Did you hate Jose when he went to United?
No.
Okay.
Do you know what it is?
That was also far removed.
You know,
No, it
obviously-
wasn't. He went
It's the
to
next
Chelsea.
season.
Yeah, it was the next
Never
season.
mind.
Yeah, so listen, I want to make it quite clear. Listen, going to Spurs, obviously, because of like, you know, the rivalry and stuff like that, even though it's really one side at this point, because of the way we destroyed them and everything like that, I understand why fans might not have been too happy if like Mourinho went there, which I think is fair enough. With Maresca, you know, Maresca is acting bad and bougie right now, but I promise you, bro, he really is. I'm gonna be honest, Marshall. He's acting bad and bougie.
He's saying Maresca's in his bad bitch era.
He's moving like a bad bitch, yes. That's what he's moving like, bro. He's moving like he's the it guy.
My God.
And in the words of just, and in the words of like something, listen, if you talk the talk, you better walk the walk, big man. You know what I mean? It's all well and
I
good.
think he will.
Like it's all well and good, you know, because you won a Conference League and a Club World Cup, thinking that you can do this sort of thing. But I know you, Maresca, and listen.
Ahmed, are you saying that Maresca left Chelsea, who's making $100K a year because a supposed NBA baller wants to fly her out in Man City? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's literally what he's doing, bro. And you know what's funny? Look, the thing is, by the way, the one thing I'm gonna add also, by the way, which is that I think for Maresca, that's not gonna help him out now, and I want you guys to deep it. Maresca is gonna have competition now for that Man City job. Xavi Alonso is available right now. Another.
Well, he's going to Liverpool, brother.
Yeah, no, we can say he's going to
probably
Liverpool. You can say he's going to Liverpool, but if Man City wants him instead of you, that's what I'm saying.
I think he's the favorite for the City job. It just makes the most sense. You already know the players. You've been in the staff. You know how this works. And in terms of like how Maresca wants to play or the team he wants to build, I mean, he likes that experience, right? He likes having experienced players. He doesn't like testing out all this youth. To go back to what Oliver was saying, what's the difference between like a move from Chelsea to Spurs? Listen, I'm not a Spurs fan, but as far as I'm aware, I don't hear Ange or Mourinho or Nuno or whatever complaining about, oh, they were micromanaging me, telling me who I can't play and cannot play. I had meetings with them every halftime. So that was, I think, part of the reason why he wanted to leave.
No. So they didn't say that. What Ange was saying was about like the lack
No
of support.
ambition.
So they finished.
Yeah.
So that the ambition. So they finished 5th in Ange's first season, and apparently Ange was angling towards, can we go from 5th to challenging? And then they sign Dominic Solanke,
And then
Odebert,
3 teenagers.
Bergvall, and Gray.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
they're not bad teenagers, but for challenging, like he was saying, he's totally
I
right.
actually
You're not going
think-
to
I
Bro,
challenge.
actually
he
think
said,
guys-
he said
We got
in
linked
the
with
thing,
Bergvall, by the way.
he said in the thing that
did,
he
I have
wanted,
it, yeah.
he wanted,
He wanted
he mentioned
Neto.
Mbeumo,
He wanted Gay,
He wanted
Neto,
Neto, Mbeumo,
Semenyo, and Buemo.
Semenyo,
yeah,
and
and
Gay.
he got Solanke and 3 18-year-olds.
But to be fair, most managers wanted those players. So is it like
No, but that's-
really?
No, but that's the
He wanted to challenge though.
What players? No, but what
quality
players?
to make the jump. He
Like
wanted the quality.
the typical like big name player, not big name, but like
Yeah, no,
you
but
know.
yes, they wanted those players to be able to challenge because, like, you see what Semenyo's doing at City, like we
Yeah.
see Marshall.
Yeah, I know.
You see what Guehi's now doing at City. You see, obviously, Pedro Neto's the exception to the rule. But you see what Mbeumo's done for United this season in a pretty shit system for like half the season.
Yeah.
Like, you completely understand why he wanted these players to be able to challenge. Because if they get those players, whether they win or not, they probably don't because they're Spursy, and that's like another situation entirely. But it propels them closer. Same way if we'd have got, like this season, right? Say we'd have got Mbeumo, say we'd have got Semenyo as the 2 wingers instead of, Tweedledum and Tweedledee, we're probably a lot closer to second, even with the defense being the same and even with everything else being the same.
Yeah, I agree.
And then having Neto as a squad player is fine, even though the price is still crazy. But like
No, I get it.
that, and it's not even necessarily say those players specifically. But what Ange wanted is to make that jump up, and Ange is right. The way he spoke, remember in that game in his first season where, Spurs fans were saying, "Oh, we need to lose against City to not give Arsenal the title."
Oh, he hated that. Yeah.
Yeah,
He hated that.
he hated that, bro. Ange, like, he's won everywhere he's gone. He is a winner,
Yeah.
and going to Spurs was just the worst possible job he could have gone to. Zero ambition.
I mean,
Zero,
he won
zero,
them a
I mean.
trophy. You got to give him kudos for that.
Yeah, and then he said,
Marshall, did
like,
you said you haven't seen the comments, by the
No,
way.
I saw
if you
it. I
haven't
saw
seen-
it. I saw the,
Did you see-
the whole overlap.
Did you
thing.
see or hear what he said about that title win, by the way, about what Daniel Levy said to him in the dressing room beforehand?
that he's been to like 9 finals
And lost all of them.
This one felt different.
No,
Yeah.
he said he did not say it felt different. He said that he'd been to 9 finals and lost all of them. And Andrew's like, what a way to try and inspire the players.
wait, Levy said that to the players.
I think so.
No,
He
I think
always said
to
that to
him in
Ange.
private or some shit like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that is dumb. Because
Like
I looked
the
at
the mentality there, because he even said, I remember in that interview, he said part of the reason he came out and said I always win trophies in my second season was just to fucking remove this whole Spursy idea. Like, bro, you guys actually have to fucking believe in yourselves and stop believing in this whole
You're
we're
saying-
Spursy, we're gonna bottle it.
You're saying everyone in the club was too scared to make that kind of gesture.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like he kept
Even
talking
Levy.
about oh, Spursy, it's Spursy. Like we say it as a joke, but it's right. This, like, you need to break that stigma and that mentality somehow. And
Yeah.
like Jose, like, I guess almost tried to do it, sacked before final. Conte, I know it was horrible towards the end, but he tried to do it. And I know it ended up being poorly in the league and stuff, but he did actually try and break it, won a trophy. Fine, you get rid of him, but at least don't go for Thomas Frank, who the best thing he's done is bring Brentford up from the championship. He's not won anything. He's not achieved anything. He got to a Super Cup final against PSG, 2-0 up, and he bottled it in the last 10 minutes.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. I'll speak for myself on this, but I genuinely thought Thomas Frank would be a pretty decent manager for them. I'm not gonna lie, but it seems like the step from Brentford to Spurs was way too much.
I expected him to be better than this, sure, but you're going from Jose winner, Conte winner, Ange winner.
I mean, Nuno was in there too.
Thomas
To be
Frank.
honest, fair.
Oh yeah, okay, Nuno, but even Nuno's won a trophy. He's done something.
No, Espirito Santo.
Yeah, I just never saw that Frank thing working. And that's ultimately why I didn't want him at Chelsea. I mean, when you cut your teeth in an environment like he had at Brentford, where he was Dean Smith's assistant in the Championship, and Dean Smith couldn't get him up, so they did the whole. They did what they did with Keith Andrews, where
he wasn't Dean Smith's assistant.
He was on the coaching team, wasn't he?
Yeah. Go ahead, Scott.
He was on the coaching team, but he got like an internal route into the management. Yeah, so you got an internal route into the management job. Do you think any Brentford fan expected the internal recruit Thomas Frank to take them up? You're cutting your teeth in a no expectations environment, and now you're coming to Spurs, where you're expected to turn around the disaster 17th place finish season. Like, you're going from no expectations to the world.
Yeah. And it's kind of sad to see, because you're right. It's the expectations, right? Well, I don't care because it's Spurs, but like, just Thomas Frank as an individual and as a coach, like, I know he's not this bad. Like, I know, and he's a decent human being as well. That's besides the point, right? But like, with Thomas Frank, it was the whole. And Brentford, you could get away with losing 5 games in a row, and the media's not going to be on you. It's Brentford. You kind of expected to have these lulls, and then they glorify you when you win and you're going high. You're riding high, and you're on your whatever. I'm going into top 4 era, whatever. I'm losing track of my fucking thought here. My point being is that, like, it's different though when you lose 5 games at Spurs, because then the media is really on you. The fans get on you. The expectations start to like really, really harp on you, and it starts to weigh heavy. So like, I thought the step to Spurs versus the step to like Chelsea would be like, okay, this is like incremental. It turns out it was way too much for him, and like, yeah, I don't know what that team is gonna do.
The thing with Spurs as well is that, like, and this is their like club culture. You have to play like front foot football, or the crowd will turn on you.
Yeah, that was the big thing too. Yeah, I don't know what Spurs are gonna do. I don't think they're gonna get relegated this season, but this mentality, the way the football's been going, it's been really bad, and they're in a crisis right now where they need to sort themselves out and figure out how to get results again and get back into like Europe and top 4 competitions, or they're soon to be, I don't think there's such thing as too big to get relegated, because at this rate, like, I don't know, it's bad. But that's
I think it depends how some teams go. Like, if West Ham keep up, like they picked up a little bit of form, it's stuff like that. You got to wait and see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. But okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. So just get ready, because this might elicit some rage on people. I know it definitely did with me. So I'm gonna try to integrate a few things into this segment in relation to the ownership. But this is primarily revolving around the women's team. So since the last stream, a lot of things have been happening and going on within the women's team that relate to Blueco. So we'll start off with this to start the discussion off. So apparently, and I don't know how factually correct this is, I think I want to say it's actually something that could happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. But I don't know how factually correct this is. So take it with a pinch of salt. But apparently, Chelsea could technically wipe out £1 billion of debt but relegate the club to League Two. There is a loophole in the post-Brexit insolvency laws regarding foreign-owned assets. By technically liquidating the holding company that owns the players' registration rights while keeping the club entity alive, Chelsea could theoretically wipe out their PSR breaches instantly. The catch is that the FA's constitution demands immediate relegation for insolvency events, but the loophole argues that the club isn't insolvent, only the parent. However, the threat is that this would plummet the value of the Premier League's TV product by removing one of the big 6 from the screen for 2 to 3 years, forcing broadcasters to renegotiate deals downward by 30%. So, I don't know how legit this is. If it is legit, I'm actually kind of afraid that our owners would try to do some bullshit like this. But listen, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But it's a kind of a crazy loophole if true, that they could get away with, owing any money, which if it means profit, I I don't think shame exists for these guys. So we continue on now relating to the women's team. So this happened recently. So Chelsea women can confirm that Paul Green has left his role as head of women's football. Paul has spent 13 years at the club, having joined in 2013 during the formative stages of the Chelsea women's team. Someone in The Athletic said that it's like watching a masterpiece being torn apart. This is how sources close to Chelsea women's operations describe the exit of Paul Green, the club's former head of women's football. Now, why is this happening? So there's news from The Athletic saying that it has a lot to do with our owners and our board. Paul Green has had less autonomy over the recruitment and squad planning due to an influx of individuals from men's side of the club becoming more involved, most notably sporting director Win Stanley. Multiple sources inside and outside the club raised this in conversations with The Athletic. The involvement stems from a desire to centralize control of the sporting director department, sources say, as well as difference of opinions over how Chelsea should be run. According to two sources, Paul Winstanley has expressed a desire to increase the number of player sales from the Chelsea's women's ranks. In January, Chelsea sold Oriane Jean-Francois to Aston Villa for a club record fee of approximately £450,000. Another area of focus for Winstanley, according to sources familiar with the club, is women's football culture women's football's culture of issuing short-term contracts, voicing concerns over financial benefit of doing so. While some of Winstanley's suggestions have been welcome, other sources claim a lack of experience and knowledge in women's football is muddling operations and leading to poor decision-making, according to the New York Times. We continue on. Sonia Bonpastor was complaining about transfers, then citing the language barrier. Captain denying she scapegoated her goalkeeper. Out of favor players' frustration becoming public knowledge. Several others with uncertain futures. The club's hierarchy, particularly the sporting directors Winstanley and Lauren Stewart, are under serious scrutiny. Skepticism over the running of Chelsea's men, which was fueled by Enzo Maresca's sudden sacking as head coach last month, means they do not have much credit in the bank with supporters. 100%. And we move on to this, according to The Athletic, that according to one source, internally Chelsea have become conscious that they have overspent in the market. Instead of reinvigorating the squad to raise standards on and off the pitch, as they have done in the past, Chelsea stagnated while their competitors have closed the gap. Well, at least Winstanley and Stewart are consistent at one thing for both men's and women's football. Little cheeky pun there. And then Sonia didn't really say much in regards to the situation. I think she had to kind of just keep her mouth quiet and not really speak out on it. But she had this to say: "I'm really confident about the future. When I came here, I could feel the ambition and the mentality to win games. I feel that's why I believe the future is bright for Chelsea. I feel that with the CEOs and the sporting directors." And then another thing to add to this: doubts cast over Hoistler's Brighton future with club data-led approach starting to backfire, according to the Telegraph, which is how we organize and how we basically made this model. And a big inspiration was from Brighton and how they done this. So, yeah, a lot of stuff there. It's at least we're now starting to see some articles that there is now pressure on the sporting directors, whether something happens to them or not. Well, we'll see. But this is just,
I think that's referring to fan pressure.
Fan pressure, but I would hope
Not
it would
internal.
be board level pressure too, because this source right here, according to one source, internally Chelsea become conscious that they have overspent in the market. These are the guys that are putting in, the bids and the negotiations. These are the guys that, within this structure, I have to go get Garnacho, who's 60 million. I have to get Gittins, who's 50. These guys.
Well, first of all, is that overspending thing? Is that on theme with the men's team or the women's team, or is it both? Like, I'm not
probably
sure.
With the men's team, but I'm starting to think that this is now correlating and leaking into the women's team, right? Because they've been doing such a bad job with the men's team that maybe when Stanley is starting to feel the pressure and saying, "Hey, we need to make more sales in the women's team because we're not making enough money here." to compensate for the fact that they failed, at least with some of these signings this season, this window. So try to mitigate something financially there. That's what my conspiracy head is saying.
I don't know. I mean, I'll answer things in a row. Like, first of all, the first tweet you said, we're not saying this enough to relegate ourselves to League Two to wipe PSR. We will lose more revenue than we will gain, or whatever the case may be. That is not happening. With the women's team, I mean, like, you know, I feel like Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart. If maybe it's Paul Winstanley, maybe it's both of them. They've been trying to attach themselves to the successes of the women's team for some time now. I believe they were making statements like in the club statements when we hired Bonpastor, and even maybe with some contract extensions as well. They were in those reports from the Chelsea website being quoted saying things when really it was Paul Green, and it's always been Paul Green. It's always been his direction, you know, because these guys don't hire the best manager in the world, because that's what the Chelsea women's manager was before she was here. And when Emma Hayes was leaving, we hired the best in class. We signed supposedly the best in class players. That's not Winstanley and Stewart. It never has been.
And that's the thing that annoys me. The more and more we read about this, the more and more we notice when these guys talk and when they stay quiet. It just shows to me that they want all the perks of being successful, but none of the negatives of failing. They don't want to be associated with failure. They don't want to be associated with mistakes and all that stuff. And it's just, brother, it's just more of a reason why I've lost so much respect for these directors. Anyone who's saying these directors are great, I'm sorry. You're just coping a lot. You're absolutely coping. You're absolutely just making up stuff just to make yourself feel better, because in no world do first of all, if you're going to be quiet, then stay quiet throughout the whole thing. I don't want to hear about you. I don't want to know about what signings you're doing and what you're trying to do to reinvigorate the club or reinvigorate the women's team. Like, the directors should be people working behind the scenes, not in front of it. And they shouldn't be in the forefront of every piece of news outlet. Like, the fact that I'm so familiar with you guys is absolutely like a damn shame. I already forgot who the sporting director for Arsenal was. I don't even know who the sporting director for Spurs are. I don't know who the sporting director for Man City is. Like, but these guys, everyone seems to know them. They want to be in the limelight, and it's really, really frustrating.
And this is so scandalous what's going on here, because despite the bad job they've done with the men's team, there is an argument to be made, and we've certainly made this argument in the past, that the men's team needed an operations restructure after the state it was left in at the end of Roman Abramovich's time here, because we were not winning consistently. Mm-hmm. That was not the case. The women's team, the only failure of the women's team was never winning the Champions League. We were a consistent Women's Super League winning outlet.
5 in a row.
And now these guys want to... Sorry?
Five league titles in a row, I believe, for the women's team.
I'm not the person to ask about that, but it definitely was something around that. It was multiple.
Yeah. So, like, they just dominated the game, and if it's not broken, why? You don't fix what's not broken. So, like, for me, 6. Thank you, Coco. To me, it's like, I genuinely want these guys gone. Like, I don't even care if you bring me 2 directors again. Genuinely, like, I don't. Just bring me people who aren't these egotistical fucks. Because seriously, that's the way I look at it. That's the way it rubs off on me. Like, I just think these guys are always in the limelight, for good or for bad, and they come out and they talk so highly about their project when things are going well, but they don't say shit when things are going bad. And honestly, if one thing that Chelsea fans would like to hear more of is from the owners. They want to hear more from the directors. That's one thing. They want more transparency on this whole situation. And it's just, now you're ruining Chelsea, right? And now you're going ahead and trying to spread your grubby fingers and ruin the women's team as well. Like, I'm just so disgusted by this. I'm so fed up with these guys. I want them both gone. I genuinely do. There's nothing they could possibly do to reinstate any trust from me or from most Chelsea fans, I'm sure. Like, you could bring in Osimhen tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out. This should have been something done 2 seasons ago. You can bring me Leao. You can bring me the best of the best. Don't give a fuck. Damage has been
It's too
done.
little, too late.
Too little, too late. Like, you've done so much damage already. I don't care what you could possibly do to rectify the situation at this point. Give me other directors who are competent and going to get it right from day one. And it doesn't even matter. Like, even if you make some mistakes, because right, directors can't be perfect. That's fine. That's fine. You can make some mistakes, but give me some hits as well. Give me more hits than failures. 1 or 2 failures, whatever. It happens. But this window we just had, where we had an opportunity to really raise the bar, instead of going for, like, I don't know, I keep preaching on Malik Fofana. I keep preaching on other maybe more experienced wingers on that left-hand side that you could have gotten that maybe wouldn't have cost you an arm and a leg. Instead, you get Garnacho. Instead, you get Jamie Gittins. Like, we downgrade from Delap, or we downgrade from Jackson to Delap. Like, you keep neglecting the center back market, even though you were in for a center back, but then you gave up when you didn't get Huijsen. So then you give up on the whole center back target entirely. Like, it's just clown show after clown show.
You know what's frying my brain? The thing about this is frying my brain. Why can't the women's team have their own sporting director or sporting directors plural? That you're literally scouting from a completely different talent pool.
That's what I mean. Like, why step into something you have zero experience on? Why? Like, what makes you think? This is why I think they're so egotistical. I genuinely think they know so much more than the people who have been doing it for years and years and actually being successful. They think they know so much more that they can just come in and just handle the job. Oh, it can't be that difficult. I like love Maresca. I genuinely feel winning that Club World Cup, making top 4 and Conference League may have been one of the best things that happened to Chelsea. I think it's a double-edged sword because now these guys are so full of themselves. They genuinely think they're doing a good job. And as far as I'm aware, until they fail to hit their markers, I don't see them going anytime soon. Prime, did you?
I think that their markers are financial. Like, I think ultimately that's the main reason why the main reason why they're allowed to dip their hands into the women's team instead of them having their own sporting director is because the sporting project is about making money. So there doesn't have to be sporting continuity. Just find the best way to sell players. The report said there, Win Stanley wants to sell more players.
And that's the other thing too, like, it's not like the women's team is run like the men's team, where there's an abundance of players that you can, okay, we'll develop this one, okay, we'll sell off this one. I don't think it's set up in that way, and I could be wrong. As far as I'm aware, like, the women's team have their roster, and I don't know what academies are coming up or if there's a multitude of players that they purchased that did with the intent of flipping. But, like, if you try to take apart this women's team, you're taking apart a really well-built team. They might not be playing well right now, but, like, it's not to say they can't.
And as the reports were saying as well, and I don't know the true depth of this or why it's happening, but there is a culture problem going on right now with the players and some of the conduct that's going on. Again, with the captain not defending the goalkeeper and the manager complaining about transfers, but then citing a language barrier as the reason for the comments. Like, something is fishy right now. It goes, it's not even. I'm not even talking about Winstanley and Stewart. Something is rotting in that dressing room.
Yeah, 100%. Prime, did you want to add anything before I moved on from the women's team?
I'll be real. I left during the whole segment and I just got back like 20 seconds ago. So.
Okay. It's essentially about the whole Winstanley taking over, Paul Green leaving. Anything? It came out a while ago, so I don't know if you had any thoughts on that you want to add.
Oh yeah, is that all our like things in the back room of Rome and everyone's gone, right?
Pretty much.
Luco FC, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
So.
I'm over it, man. Like I'm just so fed up with this. It's getting ridiculous now. I was willing to play benefit of the doubt earlier, but like now more and more seasons that pass, the more that stuff like this keeps happening, the more I'm willing to believe that they don't really care about the actual culture of the team and actually like, you know, trying to win trophies and trying to succeed. They care more about profit. And listen, after now going to the UK and England per se, and really experiencing that culture firsthand and how much football, like how much everything revolves around football in England, like it makes sense why they are out of touch. They don't understand that this is like a cultural thing, not necessarily like a entertainment for profit thing. So it's baffling to me.
Wait, hold on. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Marshall, can you play the sound?
This one.
So, Marshall, you're saying that after one trip to Stamford Bridge, you're now no longer a brown envelope. Nah, da.
Hey, people, believe what you want. That's all I'll say. I will not. You know what? I should have played this.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Three times. All right. Let's move on to the next segment, which is Injury Roundup, everyone's favorite segment, and we have some new members to the injuries list that
remember we used to do this every week?
Yeah. It's coming back now. It's coming back because we're starting to get players fall left and right, man. Some just never got back up, really. It's starting with this guy right here. Liam Rosenior said this about Lavia. Romeo Lavia is back in training with us. Great to see him. We have a really detailed plan for him, so that's when he's back. He's back for good. Romeo Lavia will be allowed to return once every box has been ticked in his rehab. This is as of February 12th. So he's training. We're taking it very, very slow for him. I won't be surprised if he's on the bench by Aston Villa. Actually, when we play Villa. When do we play Villa? Is that what you asked me?
Yeah.
So next week is Burnley. Then we have a week off. Let me check. I have my calendar right here. Then we played Arsenal. Okay, so Burnley Saturday, then Arsenal the following Sunday. It's 8 days off. And then Villa that Wednesday. So I could see that. There's even a possibility we go the whole entire March without seeing Lavia, and then he's back by international break. Or by the time we come back from international break. So that's the situation. Lavia is back to training. We'll see when he's back on the bench. That's the situation with Lavia. On Reece James, because there was a little bit of a scare on Reece James prior to the Hull City match. So Chelsea had Rosenior said this about James. Reece is fit, a small issue, but he's feeling unwell today. It's not a conspiracy. It's true. Hopefully he'll be back. Hopefully he'll be well enough to play tomorrow, which is the whole game, which he did play. The staff has been down. My coaching staff around the club. Unfortunately, only Reece from the players is affected at the moment. It's something we're just trying to work on at the moment. And that's, I guess, in regards to like a virus that was going around. Maybe I caught the virus too. I can't lie. I've had this crazy cough and all this phlegm ever since I've come back from the UK, man. I've not been able to curb it. It's crazy, man. So yeah, Reece, feel better if you haven't already felt better soon. But he's back. No injuries with him anymore. None of that scare. However, and this also on Andre Santos, because he had an injury scare as well. He said Andre Santos trained. He's a soldier. He had a swollen ankle, but he's fine for tomorrow. Tosin is looking good. He trained today. Romeo, we have a really detailed plan for him. He was back in the training pitch with us. It was great to see him, but we need to make sure he's back, that he's back for good. And then this was the big one, right? So Earlier this week, Cucurella's injury worries the Spanish Football Federation with the World Cup closing in. According to a newspaper, doctors suspect that the hamstring muscle may be affected. Cucurella will undergo a medical examination on Thursday to determine the exact extent of the injury and the necessary recovery time. Rosenior on Marc Cucurella in his update, he said he's not fit. That's an issue with the hamstring. Can't give you a time frame at the moment, and I don't think he's ever going to give us a time frame because he doesn't like to do that. And then there's Arkansella confirming here that Cucu will return in 3 to 4 weeks, having had a scan on his hamstring. As he has explained, Chelsea manager Liam Rosenior is generally cautious about putting timeframes on injuries to avoid putting pressure on players when going through recovery. Chelsea are prepared to sit down with Marc Cucurella to discuss a new long-term contract, I guess, in all this fiasco, which, hey, I hope he does sign another long-term. I hope we keep him for another 4 or 5 years and then, see his final days out from there. But yeah, he's out for a little bit. Jarell Hato is going to be taking that mantle for a bit. I won't be surprised.
Spain, stop crying. You have Grimaldo as your backup. Stop crying.
Oh,
you're okay.
Yeah, I don't know about Grimaldo.
They're gonna. What do you mean, Marshall? They're going to be Spain are going to be fine. They don't have to worry. They've got a top class fullback as backup.
Is Grimaldo top class, bro?
Yes.
Oh man,
Are
Grimaldo
you-
hype, bro.
Where are you? You're off Grimaldo, Stan, or whatever.
Are you talking to me?
I just mentioned him, but I know you like Grimaldo. Tell Marshall he's good.
Wait, I don't know if you're being sarcastic about Grimaldo or not.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Grimaldo's good enough to step in for Cucurella for Spain.
Okay, yeah, but I've not seen any Spanish people crying about it. But yeah,
No. They said the report. The report just said that the Spanish Federation were worried about it. Like, come on.
Okay, yeah,
Wow,
they can. Yeah,
okay.
no,
Fair enough.
Grimaldo's quality, but like it's fine. Cucurella's only going to miss the March internationals. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as he's
How about
okay by the World Cup, that's what they're concerned
He'll be
about. 'Cause
he'll
is
be
their
fine
number one.
by the run-in at the end of the season. He'll be fine for us, and this is also
Yeah.
good for Hato. He gets a sustained run in the team. So
People have
good
a
on
lot
all
of doubts
players.
about Hato, though. And to be fair, I do to an extent, but that's going to depend more on the manager than it is on Hato himself. If you ask of Hato to do what Cucurella is doing, you're asking for trouble. So you have to reposition and re-tactify your team to make up for the fact that, Cucurella is not going to be there to make those running into the overlaps, the underlapping runs for the Enzo. And that's up to Rosenior on how to set up Hato. I'm not too worried about him as long as you don't, because Prime, we conceded the 2 goals to Leeds once Cucurella came off.
Yeah, but we also know why we conceded. But yeah, Hato, I don't mind him play. I would rather see Hato play at center back. To be fair, I think he's better there than at left back. But so long as he's actually getting a run in the team to get used to how we play, get used to English football, this is perfect because he's not going to get a run playing week in week out with Cucurella. So he might as well. I don't mind this.
We don't
I
have
don't
anyone
mind
else
it
who can
either.
play at left back. I don't think. I mean,
we
I'm
bought
not playing
Hato for
Gustav
that
there.
purpose.
Yeah, so this is good. Let him, let him play.
Yeah, I
Hopefully,
agree with RSM here. It's the leadership more
What-
than
what did
anything that
RSM
scares me.
yeah. Oh, the leadership thing, yeah, but
I mean, at least Reece James is out long term. He played
Yeah.
against Hull.
yeah.
I think we'll be
Also,
fine.
the whole Reece James thing, like, I don't know what it is with him, but I don't believe that he was injured. I'll be real. I don't buy into it. But he's back now. He's playing.
You didn't believe that he was
Fine.
sick, you mean?
Oh, he was sick. Is that what it was?
Yeah, he had illness is what they were saying. He had a knock originally
Oh.
for Arsenal, and then he picked up some illness.
I don't believe he had a knock for Arsenal. I don't believe that.
I don't either.
I don't believe it.
I agree with you. But yeah,
yeah.
listen, I feel like people are hitting panic stations because Cuckoo's not available for the upcoming Burnley, Arsenal, and Villa fixtures. Quite frankly, I get it, but at the same time, like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that Hato isn't like a decent player. Like Hato can do a job, and I think he'll be okay. Like I think people are just too scarred from Karabag and can't get this idea of Hato out of their heads.
I mean, if we're playing him at left back, Arsenal, we're asking him to defend against Bukayo Saka, who has
if he's available,
Bukayo Saka, who has as many assists this season as our goalkeeper, and or Noni Madueke, whoop-de-doo. Like, if you, I mean, to be fair, if you can't deal with that, then get out. But I trust you.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Kalis. I don't know. Well, we'll see. This will be in due time. This summer transfer window is going to be an interesting one with Rosinha, but we'll see.
So what were the other ones then? Romeo Lavia. I've actually got a thing with Lavia. I need to say. If we're not gonna bubble wrap him, because my first choice, and I've said this before on stream, as soon as he gets fit, bubble wrap him. Don't play him again this season. Get him ready for sale. Option B. I'm going to say my option B now.
Yeah.
If we're going to play him, can he complete 3 full 90s for the under 21s first?
Who are you talking about, Lavia?
That might be part of the check marks.
Oh, listen.
I doubt it will be, but
Lavia, complete a 90-minute game for Chelsea from now until the end of the season. Just complete one.
No, I'm saying before he even hits the bench, I need 3 full 90s in the youth team.
They're not going to give him 90 minutes in the youth team. They'll give him like 60, and then he'll get hooked. Don't give him that.
Hey, well, they can do that, but doesn't fill me with trust.
Yeah, I need.
But that's the thing too. Like, you're doing this now. Why didn't you do it before medical team?
High and mighty medical team, yeah.
Like, why? What's so different about this rehab that you didn't do in the last one? That's what I'm saying. Like, what check marks did we not tick off on the last rehab? You're not gonna sit here and tell me, oh, Enzo Maresca forced him to play. Like, as far as I'm aware, Maresca was very like careful about playing Lavia. He eased them in.
Enzo Maresca didn't register Lavia for the Conference League last season. He was very careful.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, maybe you might be right, Tim.
Every single game that Maresca started Lavia, he hooked him.
Yeah, he's
not
really
played full 90
yet. I mean, Lavia even played 30 minutes in that one game he got hurt, and it wasn't even like a back-to-back game. He was given a break in between. I'm pretty sure. What game was it again? It was,
game?
It was in a Champions League. I forgot what game. It was Karabag, right? He got hurt during Karabag.
But by the way, my challenge of Lavia playing at least one full 90 game for Chelsea for the rest of the season, that Liverpool does not count because you magically play it against Liverpool. So if you play a 90 against Liverpool, that doesn't count for me. I need a full 90 against some team in the Prem or in the Champions League. Okay. Need raw quality. Cool. So if you get hooked in the 87th minute, I'm not counting it as a 90.
So Lavia was on the bench for, I mean, I'm looking at these minutes, right? So he was injured for United, 9:20. 9:17, he was still injured for Bayern. He was finally back on the bench. Let me just make sure I'm not missing any dates here. Even 9:23, he was out with an injury during Lincoln City. He comes back 9:27 on the bench for Brighton, plays 11 minutes. Then the following game, I guess, is 10:4. No, 9:27. 9:30 against Benfica, he was benched the whole time. Didn't play. Next game after that is October 4th against Liverpool. Played 35 minutes. Then after that, October 4th, I think we had an international break. Comes back from international break.
Sounds right.
October 18th, Nottingham Forest plays 45 minutes, plays a half. Then after October 18th, oh, Maresca, you may have fumbled here.
Did he play against? He played against Karabakh, I think. And got injured.
So check this out, Prime. October 18th, he plays 45 minutes against Forest. Then October 22nd, plays 66 minutes against Ajax.
Oh, it's Ajax. Was that the game he played where it was an Astro?
That was a back-to-back game.
But did he not? Was there not a game? Was there not a game he played where he played on the Astro? No.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was against.
Or Ajax.
So on the bench for Sunderland, which is the next game. Then after that, on the 1st of November, played 14 minutes against Tottenham. And then he got hurt during Karabakh 8 minutes into the game. So I'm not saying
He didn't.
it was Maresca. I don't think
Maresca didn't fumble there. What?
Yeah.
Going from 45 minutes to 66. I mean, I know it's Romeo Lavia, but for any average player, Moises Caicedo doesn't break a sweat doing that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can't even look at the minutes and say like, oh, it was Maresca overusing him and stuff. It's his medical team like completely okaying him, and now they're going through this process of you got to tick every box now. Why didn't you tick every box originally, bro? You know this player's injury prone. Like this is just incompetence at times that I'm seeing.
I mean, there are things we might not know about this. I mean, has there ever been an option for surgery for him that he's opted out of? Like, I don't know. That's a possibility.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's things that we don't know, so time will tell with this one. Let's see when Lavia is finally going to be on the bench. Hopefully sooner rather than later, because we could use the backup. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how much longer Moises, Enzo. I mean, this week was nice because we got a bit of a break. But Moyes, Enzo, Santos has been playing every game since our seniors come in. I do worry about him at some point too. I don't want to run the kid to the ground. But yeah, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on Lavia. He should be fit at some point soon. He's training, and we're not going to see Cuckoo until next month. So let's hope for the best. Okay, we're moving on to the next topic, and there's been a lot of talk on Pedro Neto. And reasonably so. I mean, he hasn't been performing too well. We were constantly talking this season about who's going to leave when Kenda comes into the team, who's going to make room. And, you know, Neto, who we bought for £60 million, or give or take that amount, didn't seem like he was a likely option. And now in hindsight, he might actually be. So we'll start off with this. This made the rounds because Rosignor just likes to call everyone world class, and this made the rounds now. Liam Rosignor at Pedro Neto. For me, he's a world class player, a world class winger, and what I love about him, as talented as he is, as gifted as he is, what he sacrifices for the team is top. He's going to be really, really important for us, where I think we can get to and what we can achieve for the rest of the season. Pedro Neto brings us many different qualities that we need. I guess. I don't know.
I just think the sport has hit a low point.
Stop calling everyone world class.
I don't even think this is Rosignor. I think for some reason, outside of Chelsea, Neto is respected as one of these like best in the league names on the wing. I just think the sport's hit a low point.
Yeah, no, but that's because people still respect him from Wolves. That's why.
I mean, we literally mentioned it before. Like, Ange wanted him to push to a title challenge.
Yeah, but again, from when he was at Wolves.
You might be right.
It's about reputation ultimately, though. Like, people are talking about him based on things that he is not doing right now.
Yeah. And listen, like, I don't think Neto's a bad player. Let's be real. I don't think he's actually like a horrendous player.
He's not Garnacho, no.
Exactly. He's not Garnacho. I do think he's in really bad form right now. Like, frustratingly bad form. And it's getting to a point where, like, even his game has turned into such a one-dimensional game. It's predictable to see what he's going to do in the wing. It was actually kind of a breath of fresh air to see him play in the 10 against Hull and see what he can do when he's actually able to shoot, when he's more central. Like, we've seen him under Maresca play in that striker position, although it wasn't really great. He put in an effort. He made the pressing runs. He would, he's got good finishing. Like, that's one thing. I called for this after the Crystal Palace game because I was seeing him in warm-up, and, like, they do the finishing training, they do the shot training or the warm-up, and Neto's bagging every single one, and he's really accurate with it. And so you take that out of his game, like, yeah, he's going to turn into a really one-dimensional player. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say it's just the tactics that is making him bad, but it is something that doesn't help his case. But, like, I know he's a workhorse. I know he works hard. I know he technically cares, but goddamn, man, you need to step up, and the form has not been good. So this is in regards to the hate that's been going around in regards to him as well. That led up to the whole him deleting Chelsea out of his profile and all this bullshit. One account with 400,000. Say that one more time, Prime.
Apparently, Chelsea wasn't in his bio, at least from what I saw on Twitter. Some were defending him and saying it wasn't there anyway. But yeah, you're right. He has been getting hate.
I think he changed his profile picture though.
Yeah, okay. Well, he has been getting hate, and I mean, I think it's deserved because you have been horrible.
I think the criticism is deserved. Yeah.
So yeah, the criticism is deserved, but fine. Do you fans go too far? Sure, but look at when you're supposed to be one of our best attackers, I guess, based on experience and the price tag and etc., and the fact that people actually rate you, you're not performing, you are going to fairly so get criticism. But sorry, continue what you were saying. My bad.
Kalis, he says everyone's world class. That's why I think he needs to. He's trying to like give everyone confidence, which is great and all, but like, brother, like tone it down a bit because it's just too much to me. And you could do more in front of them than over like a journalist interviewing you or whatever. One account with 4,000 K with 400,000 followers, 400K, that was the same thing. Even hopped on the latest hate trend by highlighting how Pedro Neto did not run to celebrate Palmer's hat-trick goal with him, a classic case of clickbait. They failed to mention the reason. Neto chose to first embrace the defenders who had initiated the back-to-front team goal before joining the huddled group, as he did after Palmer's first 2 goals. Chelsea will have Kenda, Esteval, and Neto as right-wing options. They could also choose to entertain offers for Neto in the next window, or they may decide it is useful having his experience rather than leaving Kenda and Esteval to predominantly take care of the right wing. Esteval will have years' experience in England by then. And then lastly, on this whole situation, Chelsea could decide to listen to offers for Pedro Neto in the summer. Should they decide to keep him, or should they decide to maybe even keep him for his experience? Man, I mean, first of all, Kalis is absolutely right. If you haven't done so already, ladies and gents, be sure to like the video because it helps out the channel tremendously. So let's go ahead and smash that like button, and a round of applause if you have smashed the like button, okay? Subscribe to the channel if you're new. On our way to 4K subscribers, hitting a big milestone at 5K and a big reveal at 5K. So if you want to see what that is, help us get to 5K. Share, show your cousin, your aunt, whoever fucking loves Chelsea. We're the channel for you. But in regards to this, the thing is, would I sell Neto in the summer? Yeah, probably. Am I gonna like go out of my way to get rid of him? I'm in the same boat with him as I am with Jackson, really. Like, he's really frustrating, but I'd rather get rid of Garnacho first. I feel like there's other players that have to leave the club first. I don't think Neto has to leave the club. I think he will leave the club this summer, simply because we could take advantage of the fact that he's probably going for a premium price right now. GNA, is helping him a lot. So he could be the one that we could sell for a decent chunk of money. He's entering his prime. There's not that many great wingers in the league or even outside of the league as well. So there's ways you can kind of post him up to go for a sale, right? Whereas, Garnacho, like, goddamn, like, he's so bad. I just really want to get rid of him. Badiashile is another one I'm probably getting rid of before him. Tosin's another one I'm probably getting rid of before him. Like, there's a hierarchy for me. But if we could sell him for big money, then so be it. I don't think we're going to get anyone to replace him. I do think the experience thing is a factor, but I don't know, man. This one's like kind of like I'm on the fence about it, really. How do you guys feel about it? Exactly, EE. That's my fear. We just get someone worse than him.
That is quite scary considering what we're watching right now. Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel. I mean, Rosinia's comments don't change anything. The hat trick against Hull doesn't change anything for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it doesn't change anything for me. Prime, how do you feel about the situation?
About listen, I said last summer when we bought Garnacho that we're gonna end up selling Neto next summer. Garnacho will be our most experienced Premier League winger. I said that. So it's gonna happen. Like these our transfer strategy is very, very easy to predict. It's very easy to predict. We're getting Kenda, he's coming in, meaning we have to sell one. And unfortunately, I don't see that being Garnacho. Gittins barely played. So it's going to have to be now. So it makes sense, this whole praise about, oh, he's world-class, this and that. He's probably going to go to like Serie A or something, or the Portuguese league.
I could see him going to the Spanish league even. Like, for whatever reason, I can't stop imagining a move to Atletico Madrid for whatever reason.
Yeah, but they've also just bought Lookman, and they play 4-4.
True.
They play like a 4-4-2 now. So
true. That's very true, actually. That's a good point.
Yeah.
He
So,
could go to Saudi. You never know.
Unless we try and be a bit smart and try and say, Lookman, you come Chelsea, you get to 7. You know. No, we don't operate that way. Never mind.
Paul and Stanley being smart.
Yeah. No surprise there.
We're probably we'll go in for Lookman and end up signing Dwight McNeil.
Listen, I wouldn't even mind if they go to Atletico Madrid trying to go in for Julian. I think Julian could be a good striker option for us.
Interesting.
Listen, I know what you're doing. He could work out at Chelsea. Maybe he could just be bang average, but like, I don't know. I like to believe that Julian Alvarez could actually do a better job at number 9 than Delap. I think that one's like clear cut and obvious. And if he brings us to that 20 goal level, then hopefully, has Julian Alvarez ever scored more than 20 goals in his career? Actually, that's a good question. Julian Alvarez.
No, but most of his career in Europe, he's not played as a 9. In the Prem, he wasn't playing as a 9. He was playing more as a.
You need to look at his Atleti numbers. He wouldn't have done that at Man City.
Yeah. And even at Atletico Madrid, like, he started scoring goals now that like Lookman's there and stuff. But like before that, he wasn't really banging.
I mean, his first season there, which was last year, right?
Yeah.
17 goals and 4 assists, not bad. 29 GNA or 29 goals and 8 assists across all competitions. That's not bad numbers. I like that.
Conor Gallagher tax.
Okay.
Fair
he
enough.
can score goals, but he's like,
damn.
He is also a link man. He's a guy who will get goals or provide goals.
But that's kind of what we're doing with Delap right now. You know, we're using him as like
no, we're not doing that with. You mean we're doing that with João Pedro too?
No. Like, I mean, with Delap, like, he's just he got a hat-trick of assists because of Neto.
No, Delap's a backboard. A link man and a backboard are two different things.
Okay.
Backboard.
Yeah.
Backboard.
I like, for me, I don't know.
I mean, Prime's not wrong. At City, he had 11 goals and 10 assists in the league.
But he always had a ceiling being the backup.
Yeah, he was a backup, or he played in the 10 when KDB got injured. So, but with even if we bring in Alvarez, great. But we also need to bring in, or hope one of our wingers starts scoring goals. Because I don't want to rely on Alvarez to get like 20, 25. Even João Pedro, I don't think he can be getting 20, 25 consistently. And if we don't want to rely on him to do that either, then we need goals from someone else in our attack, barring Cole Palmer. Unless you count Enzo as part of the attack, which is fine. But, you know, we need more goals in the team.
I agree.
Because as much as I criticize our defense, our problem isn't our defense right now. It's the attack. It's sustaining the goals that we score in our attack.
I don't 100% agree. I think both
What do you mean?
is the issue.
No. I agree both is the issue, but do you... I like... I don't know. I just think that we need the goals from our attack. We need to be able to get consistently, and like I've said before, I only trust Palmer in there.
I'll address it in a minute. Kalis, I'm allowed to dream, and you know what? For as much as I criticize these directors, from time to time, they actually do something right. Believe it or not. Even in this shitty transfer window, whether we agree or not, like João Pedro ended up being a good move, right? Like even in that window where we got Pedro Neto, we all thought Neto was a good signing. Like all of us. I think it was unanimous. We all thought it was a good signing. So from time to time, they do something right. So I'm allowed to dream, okay? As for what Prime was saying, like, I agree. I think left wing wise, we have an issue there, right? It was a very broad issue at left wing. We also seem to have an issue with the striker position, but as of right now, it's kind of been working with João Pedro. Maybe now with Rosinha, we're seeing a better Cole Palmer. So my biggest issue is still the center backs, right? We need better center backs. Like, I like Acheampong. I like Mamadou Sarr. I like Fofana. But how reliable are they? How consistent can they be for this team? Fofana, you're asking if he can even stay fit for the whole season, which, knock on wood, so far he's been good. Mamadou Sarr, he looked good against Hull. Still inexperienced. You don't know what you're expecting. So let's see a few more games where we might go with him. Anselmino, we don't know what to expect. And Acheampong, he's going to make mistakes. You know, he's still young, still learning. So with me, I still want to address the center back issue because I think that's a much more glaring issue that we've been overlooking for way too long. And even just 2 weeks ago, it cost us, or even not even 2 weeks ago, a week ago, it cost us the game against Leeds because we just had shitty defending. We had enough goals to win the game, and we've had enough goals to win the game all season, but we just can't keep clean sheets for our life now. So that's where I kind of agree with you, but I kind of don't.
But everyone knows where I stand in our center backs. I get rid of everyone. But if you just look over the course of the season, we don't sustain goals from the attack.
No, we don't. But the thing is, too, like,
that's why I'm looking at that as
we don't sustain
like
clean sheets either. Because, like, we could be like Arsenal, where, like, we just win games 1-0. And I'm okay with that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think if you fix that defense and you make them much more consistent with keeping clean sheets, I think we win a lot more games. And then, obviously, we'll still complain about not getting enough attack out of our attackers, but at least we'll be winning games. Or drawing them. But we won't lose. Speaking of the attack, though, I'll transition this to the next topic, which we're talking about strikers. Might as well bring it up. Here's a few things to bring up in terms of rumors. So this is going to get shut down pretty quickly here. So Athletic Madrid are demanding an excess of £86 million for the Argentine striker Julian Alvarez. Arsenal have been boosted by the news that Bayern Munich are out of the running for Atletico Madrid striker Julian Alvarez. Chelsea representatives have already shown interest in Julian Alvarez with inquiries and phone calls to learn about his situation at Atletico Madrid. The Argentine does not rule out a return to the Premier League, according to this source right here, El Desmarque. There's probably like Spanish sources. Continue on. Jason Cundy had this to say. When we talk about Chelsea, what Chelsea need, we often talk about an off the peg type of player. Julian Alvarez fits that type of player that we need. That is the type of player I'd like us to sign more of. He's a Premier League ready. You're not going to be waiting for someone to adapt to the Premier League. There's a lot to like about him, but it's a lot of money, and it is a good amount of money. But I think it'd be worth it. And in regards to all that, I mean, Kieran Gill came out with this, and this is probably likely to be true. Julian Alvarez is not amongst Chelsea's transfer targets right now, despite being heavily linked. That being said, I am Rahman Osman came out with this. Chelsea, alongside with Real Madrid and Liverpool, have deployed their scouts to monitor the rapid development of Bournemouth striker Ellie Junior Krupi. So Krupi Jr. pretty much, which I thought we were going to get linked to this guy again anyways, and lo and behold, here we are. He's been doing decent off the bench. He's had a pretty decent return season. But yeah, he's been all right so far. Any thoughts on all that? Prime? Do you like Krupi Jr. as a potential target?
so I don't watch enough of Bournemouth.
Yeah.
But Joey talks a lot about him. Where does he play? Is he a 10? Is he a winger?
He's a striker. He's a backup striker.
Are you sure? Because I've seen him line up on the left and in the 10. So, but then again, I don't watch enough of Bournemouth, so I don't know.
I mean, his transfer market says center forward, other positions, attacking midfielder, left wing, but the bigger circle is center forward. So he's more of a striker. He's played 21 games. He ain't a backup. Are you sure? He's a backup, bro. 21 games, only 1,034 minutes. He's not been playing that much. So he's not a starter. He doesn't play over Evan Nilsson, for example. But he's been playing more games recently. The beginning of the season, he got petty minutes. But the last few games, he's been playing a lot more. So I'm seeing it here. He was benched against Chelsea. And ever since that Chelsea game, he got 16 minutes, 64, 72, 67, 68, 65, 32 minutes. So, okay, never mind, HA. You're right. He's starting games now, but he wasn't starting for most of the season. So, yeah. But he was basically like an impact sub. He's mostly a center forward, to answer your question, Prime. But the only thing I don't like about this is that, like, I just don't want to deal with youngsters anymore. I feel like the pressure to come to Chelsea and perform is too much. There's not that much pressure at Bournemouth. And that's why you can get these players that, like, do decently at Bournemouth and then go to take the next level and they suck. I mean, we kind of saw it with Solanke. Solanke took the next step at Tottenham, and I know he's been riddled with injuries, but, like, he's not been anywhere near as good as he was the same Solanke that he was at Bournemouth. I think the same thing's going to happen with Igor Thiago if he gets a bigger move to a big club. And it happened to Liam Delap. Liam Delap has not been anywhere near as good as he was when he was at Ipswich.
Yeah, okay. But you also have to look at the player, though. Solanke is someone who's entering his prime and only scored 20 goals once. Delap, half of his goals roughly were pens. Igor Thiago, I think maybe half, maybe a little under half of his goals this season are also pens. Igor Thiago.
That's a good amount of them. Yeah.
But I don't know if the player is like suits like the profile of what we want in this respective position, and they also have the quality, then sure. But with Krupi, you have to get like Joey on here. I don't have a real opinion on him because I don't watch him. I can't speak on him, but
I just rather someone that can step up to the pressure. Like, I much rather Julian Alvarez. Like, I know it's more expensive. I know it's less likely. But, like, Julian Alvarez has been at the Prem. He's won under City, so he has the winning mentality. He's been in those high-pressure situations. World Cup, Man City, winning Champions League and all that shit. I'm more worried that Krupi comes to this. It's not about that, HA. It's more so, like, taking the next step and the pressure of, like, when you take that step and you don't perform after 3 games, the fans start getting on you. You start hearing rumblings on the internet. Like, all this stuff plays into effect, and it definitely messes up with a player's psyche. And I just think with the youngsters like Krupi Jr., I just don't think it'll work out at Chelsea. I really don't. I rate the talent, but I just don't think it's good enough. Yeah, I understand. Krupi is more likely to happen. I know. So it is what it is. Like, if you had to pick a youngster, then sure, Krupi Jr. He seems pretty talented. I almost rather just stick with what we have right now and get rid of the lap. So that's kind of where I stand. I don't really have much faith.
The thing is, Bournemouth just bought Krupi. Again, this is why I criticize our recruitment. The job
I think we were linked to him last summer, Prime.
Oh, we didn't buy him. We're supposed to sign the next superstars. Why are we buying Krupi from Bournemouth? Who's going to ask for a lot of money?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
I agree. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, we'll see, I guess. I don't know what these directors are going to do this summer window. I genuinely don't. Like, usually we're hearing, like, these big links and these big names and heavy links, like, with players. Like, even last year, We already had multiple links with Gittins, and Garnacho was always sputtering around. Delap was in the conversations.
Those aren't
what
big
was
names.
that, Prime?
You said big links with big names. Those aren't big names.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Links with a bunch of names that are continuously just doing the cycle. There's not been much of it this season. And so I don't really know what to expect. And this could be the first of those links that I'm talking about. I don't know how likely this is to happen, but Prime, you can probably chip in on this. So we're looking at potential summer moves, and this is actually coming from more reputable sources now. So there could be some legs for this stuff to stand on. And we'll start off with this first one. Bergvall. So Tottenham Hotspur's rebuffed inquiries from rivals for Lucas Bergvall in January. Chelsea and Aston Villa have made contact to check the situation while looking to strengthen the midfield amid 20-year-old's reduced role, but clear no plan to consider an exit. Chelsea are long-term admirers of Lucas Bergvall. They made direct contact with Spurs to establish whether a potential opportunity existed, but it was made clear they currently do not intend to consider his departure, and the matter advanced no further, according to David Ornstein. Graham Bailey, who isn't a bad source, so there could be some validity to this. We have been linked to this player before, and I hope we actually are linked to him still. Chelsea and Liverpool have done more groundwork on Murillo than any other club over the past 12 months, with both sides even weighing up bids last summer. This was as of today, the 15th, that it came out. Not only that, we also have this. Chelsea are gearing up to challenge Bayern Munich for the signing of Brighton goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen and are prepared to match the Seagulls' £50 million price tag. God, I hope this isn't true. God, I hope this isn't true. I could see it being true because it's Brighton, and we just love shopping at Brighton. But God, I hope this isn't true. Because it also wouldn't make sense for Penders. But yeah, I mean, there's some players here that, you know what, I would entertain. And listen, I'm not the biggest... I think Lucas Bergvall is a good player. I just don't... Do you see this being unnecessary, Prime?
On Bergvall, I've not. What does he do? Like, he doesn't play enough at Spurs. Like, he's meant to be talented, but the guy doesn't play enough, or I guess do enough at Spurs. But I don't know. Again, it's like they're not going to sell to us, and the price they'd ask from us is ridiculous. It's not worth it. Again, if this guy is actually that good, this project is meant to be finding the best young players before they become superstars. Why didn't we buy Bergvall in the first place?
Mm-hmm. Bergvall isn't really a 10. I think he's more of an 8. Actually, let me check his transfer mark. Because to be fair, guys, and I don't think you're going to judge me for this, I don't fucking watch Spurs. I genuinely don't. And I don't think you guys could blame me. Center midfield, center DM. He's pretty much like an Enzo in the sense of like just playing all those roles. I think Enzo does more though.
I don't know. I go get someone else. We don't need.
Yeah.
Spurs will ask for too much money. It's not worth it. Go get someone else.
I like Murillo. I think Murillo could actually be something we do if Forest go down and we get a cut deal on him. I think he's a good center back.
Isn't he a left-footed center back?
Is he a left-footed center back? Let me find out right now.
So. He's a left-sided center back.
Center back, Murillo. Center back. It looks like he's played both sides. Left. Okay, foot left. So yeah, left-footed, left-sided center back. Please, we could use that. Especially, listen, I get it. Colwell's going to come back soon, but if we're going to be in Champions League, we're going to be in all these competitions, we're going to need to rotate. We're going to need to play these players, you know? Like, especially, we don't know how Levi Colwell's going to come back. And despite people liking Mamadou Sarr's performance, Mamadou Sarr is a right. Let me actually double check that as well. I'm pretty sure Mamadou Sarr is right-footed. So he was playing out of position. Technically. Yeah, he is. So, Yeah, I like this signing. I would go get him if it's a cut price. You were linked to him for a while as well, Chelsea. So it's not like you weren't interested, but you know, he's 23 now, so maybe you actually don't go and get him. Yeah, so I don't know. Any thoughts on any of these other links, Prime, or shall we move on to the final topic?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't watch enough of Forrester to say anything, but like they've had a bad season. Like why?
Oh yeah.
That's whatever. I don't know.
No, but the season when they did have a good season under Nuno, first of all, you could blame a lot of their season on their ownership being just horrible. They shouldn't have sacked Nuno from the get-go, right? Like it was just a personal bust up. But under Nuno, like Murillo and Milinkovic were solid. Were solid defensively. I saw Murillo do a lot of crazy shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
so I like Murillo.
When they were playing in the low block, which is great.
Yeah.
Now they're playing in the high line. Like what you were saying earlier about players in a lesser team, they don't always translate. Look at everyone. People kept raving about Elanga at Forest, and I kept saying Elanga's not good. He just plays in a counter-attacking system. He's now at Newcastle. He's been awful. Why would people think Murillo will translate playing in a low block to playing in a high line at Chelsea?
Because he's relatively decent on the ball and he's fast. So I don't know. It's one of those like time will tell. Like if you can defend well, that's great. I mean, you were playing a low block last season. He was defending, doing all these last ditch tackles and blocks. So he was pretty good at that, which that's better than what I could say for a good amount of our defenders. If you could do the rest of it, like he does, like, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me a little bit of Rudiger. Not as good, right? But like Rudiger would run up with the ball, take shots. Like he's that kind of like defender where like he'll make the tackle, he'll get rash, he doesn't lose his head or anything, but like he moves around, he's athletic, he's mobile. Like I don't know how you describe Rudiger, but he reminds me a lot of Rudiger. But if we actually get him, I don't know. We'll see. If they get relegated, we might have a chance. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I don't know. I
don't think I'm wrong with the Rudiger comparison. I think it's similar to Rudiger. I'm never going to say he's as good as him, but yeah.
Rudiger when? Mm-hmm. Which version of Rudiger?
The one that left Chelsea, the most recent one. So the 2 seasons we had.
The one that left Chelsea where he was
world class.
Where you think he is that level now?
No. I don't think he's that level. I think he has mistakes in him still. But I feel like he's similar in play style, where he has a lot of mannerisms and play style is very similar to Rudiger.
So that's why I asked you, what version of Rudiger are we talking about that he has currently?
The version of Rudiger under Tuchel's reign. He's not at that level, but he plays similarly to how Rudiger was playing there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. But I can't argue against it because I don't watch him, but that's a crazy shot.
I'm not saying, like, you can still be
no. I know what you're saying.
And not
I know
be
what you're
same
saying.
level.
I know what you're saying, but I don't watch him, so I can't argue it. But it's still a crazy shout.
I don't think it's a crazy shout.
That's fine. I don't watch him, so I can't argue it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the last segment I'm gonna go into is everyone's favorite segment. Who? Yeah. We got some links. Exactly.
No, you needed to play that sound, Marshall.
I have the one.
Huh?
I need to get a who one.
That makes more sense. Yeah, do that.
Yeah. So first who is Chelsea and several European clubs are scouting Mainz center back Putulski, 18-year-old Putulski, right? With potential plans. Kasper, is that how you say that first name?
Kasper Putulski. Yeah, he's Polish. Kasper Putulski. Yeah.
Okay. With potential plans to loan him to Strasbourg to aid his development before future moves to Chelsea, aligning with their youth development model. I've never heard of this guy. Kasper Putulski. He's a center back, though. We're finally addressing the center back situation, guys.
Have you not heard about him?
No.
Marshall,
you know
the guy. Bro, the guy was 15 years old playing under 21s.
Are you serious?
No, I'm joking. I know nothing about him.
God damn it, bro.
I know nothing about it.
You actually got me. I was like, oh shit! Like, this is actually like a decent link. fucking Patulski. Let's see what's up with this guy, if anything even happens. But yeah, that's a player we're linked with, guys. And here's another one from Graham Bailey, a decently well-linked source here. Premier League trio Chelsea, Man City, and Newcastle are among clubs ready to rival Barcelona for Dutch defensive prodigy Ruud Nijstad. Yeah. I don't know who the fuck this guy is either. What team does he even play for? I can't. What team? Okay, let's look it up. What team does Ruud Nijstad play for? And is it Barca? Because says rival Barcelona for. I guess Barca are going for him too. What club is this? He plays at 20 FC. Is that Eredivisie? Oh, so this is a Dutch Eredivisie player.
20.
Okay.
I see 20.
20? Okay, I thought it was 20. Great. Yeah, this is what we're here. That's it's the Who segment. I don't know who these people are, bro. I didn't even look up the comps or anything. Like, I have no idea who this fucking person is. So, yeah, guys, that's who we're linked with. Do you know who Ruud Nijstad is, Prime?
Ruud Nijstad. No.
Okay. You don't watch Dutch ballers? You don't watch FC Twente or Twente? Yeah. I don't blame you. Yeah, we move, man. This is it. That's it.
He's a center back. Okay, cool. So we're in for 2 center backs that will go to Strasbourg. So Chelsea are gonna buy them and send them on loan to Strasbourg. Cool. So again, like I said, the summer window is signing more teenagers. I said 16-year-olds. Hey, they're 18, so they're legal now. Hey, at least it's legal.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is it's illegal to sign 18-year-olds.
Yeah, we're fucked. Anyways, big up everyone. We're gonna wrap it up on that one because what the hell are we gonna say about these players that no one's ever heard of? I have nothing to say about it. That's just letting you know we're linked to more youngsters from leagues that no one ever watches. So there you go, people. Big up. Like Pierre is saying right here, guys. Be sure to smash up the like if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Also, be sure to hype up the channel if you're watching this in the future, in the background while you're working or whatever, just catching up on some news. Be sure to, hype up the video. It helps out the channel tremendously. I know we don't hype up the videos enough, but hey, if we can get some of that hype going, help small content creators like myself grow. So smash up the like, subscribe to the channel, hit that hype as well so that it helps the channel grow. We're going to go ahead and raid Flawless. It's been a minute since we raided Flawless. So go ahead, show them some love. The raid message is right up here. So copy and paste it if you're on the computer. If you're able to copy and paste it on mobile, you can do that as well. And then just copy it and paste it over on his chat so that he knows where he's getting a raid from. Also, big up on chat. We finally hit the 3,850. We finally broke that threshold. So let's get the 4K, guys. Would help us tremendously with the channel growth. And big up to you guys for joining in as well on the conversation. Last but not least, memberships, 4 different tiers starting at 99p. And if you're a proper casual and higher tier member, we give shout outs in the end of every show. And that's going to be Laundry Sadiq, A. Soliman, EE, and Adrian. Big up to you guys as well for your support. Big up to everyone else who is a member. Hey, don't forget, guys, you have some emojis you can use that are exclusive to Casually FC. So use those emojis. Let the people know what you're missing out on. And yeah, big up to you guys who always support the channel. Really do appreciate it. I don't think I show it enough. I try to, but I really appreciate it. Don't worry, guys. That vlog, I promised you, will be out soon. I'm working on it now. Just had to catch up with a lot of stuff with work. But yeah, copy, paste, your message, guy. We'll see you again. I'm going to be at American Waffle tomorrow. And then after that, I don't know when I'm streaming again. So I got to figure that out. But yeah, guys, Smash up the like on your way out. Copy paste your raid message. Let Flawless know where you're coming from. And as always, guys, stay casual. Have a good night. Peace.